Yeah, okay. Sorry, Sai. Yeah, okay. Listen, Jake's fault. He was late, okay?
What's he whinging about?
The stream was offline because, hadn't started yet because not everyone was here.
Is it still using my good mic, or is it switched to my webcam mic?
You sound good.
Honestly, no idea.
You sound good.
Could not tell you. Thought you sounded fine either way, honestly.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Or maybe
You
I'm
haven't
just
seen
bad
them when
at,
they're angry.
like, judging things.
I have seen them when they're angry. Do you not see when I took Sabriel's fingers away from me?
No, that's
No,
panic.
it's the session after that. It's the session after that, when people started telling me it was my own fault.
Well, I mean, just don't expose your fingers,
Did
Hide
we
them.
though?
Not gonna lie, I think they're exposing one of their fingers towards you right now.
Oh shit,
can't-
yeah, my camera's not
There's no
focused.
camera on. I wouldn't be able to tell.
Well, just imagine it. You can do that, right?
I've
Oh,
seen it. I've
interesting.
seen it often enough, yeah.
Does this song make you feel existential, Luke?
No comment.
I remember just being sat in that zone for hours listening to this, thinking, damn,
This really happened. Uh-huh. I
summer vacation's over.
Here I was thinking I'd just eat some tacos, life would be chill, but no.
To design that zone and take it away, knowing full well how much time went into it.
That's the crazy part of me. Like, you think about how much development time went into creating essentially a full zone with all the stuff that they did, just be like, oh, yeah, that's going now, bye. It's like, what?
Ziost moment.
What moment?
Ziost moment.
Oh, good point. You mean back when BioWare had resources for Total. Back when Total was run by BioWare and not some maintenance company. We'll definitely not be shutting it down in 2 years, I promise.
The cartel market's too profitable.
Oh yeah, it's so profitable. They're adding FOMO back to it.
I mean,
I'm
just
not
because they're
kidding, by the way.
making tons of money doesn't mean they need to. They also still need to make all the money. Like,
Ah, yes, we want
Kit
to
might
make
think
it
there's
less.
an echo because of the song, because it's meant to be an echo. Give me 1 second to get my things together. We're gonna have to raw dog your soundtrack, I'm afraid, Grok, because every song I had saved for your moment has been corrupted.
Oh no.
Something went up with my OneDrive, sorry.
That sucks.
It's not that big of a deal, because yours is very much, well, you'll see, but
can at least get like the names of the songs as a treat.
yeah, the first song is Officer I Did Nothing Wrong.
Isn't that Nolan's song? Because of all them kids.
No, my song is Where's
Fuck
the
them
Fucking
kids, but don't fuck them kids.
Where's No, where's the kid? Fuck. Oh.
Right there.
Right here. Oh no, I shouldn't say that. No, I'm not. I don't know.
Yes, him. That one over there. Yes, officer.
I watched what's that priest film?
That
Set in Rome that came out
The
recently.
Bible.
No.
that priest
Is it
film.
called
The
Covenant,
Bible.
or am I thinking of a different word?
The Revenant.
No, I think there was like a convent or covenant.
Convent.
Well,
Thank you. That'll be
It
the.
might have been that. I can't remember. For some reason, my brain immediately went to the fact that Russell Crowe starred in like 2 exorcism movies in the span of like 6 months.
It's recent and set in Rome, and it's got a lot of priests in it. Was the point basically? They have to elect a new pope. But I was watching that with my family last night, and there was a number of like priest jokes. So I was explaining Nolan.
Explaining
Oh.
Nolan.
Yeah, to my dad.
No.
No.
You sounded more like Nordic then.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No telling parents about me. Oh no.
No.
So I've already told my grandparents about everyone's characters. They
So
are.
there's a priest who collects bodies. There's a really racist dwarf.
So there's a dwarf.
There's a guy who's a shitty wizard.
Yes, there is.
I mean, you are a shitty wizard because you're not a fucking wizard. You're a
That's what I
warlock.
just said.
Technically, I'm the shitty wizard because I only get half level
True,
spells.
true, true and based and real. We want a real shitty
At
wizard.
least-
Go look at that rogue.
At least you deal some damage, you know.
It's true.
Apart from the warlock.
Yeah, I
You're
can't,
just gonna have to take the shots
can't
anyway.
relate. I'm trying to remember the last
Have
time
I-
2 Eldritch Blasts actually hit.
Good day.
What were you going to say, Alex? Jake?
Is the scheduling tab? There we go. It's loading now. First things first. Sunday the 9th. Basically next Sunday.
Is it green?
Do we have? We don't
Me
have.
to John Smith.
I've done my spreadsheet, so if it's green, it's good. It's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9th should work for me.
I'll double check mine because
Race is next weekend after.
Yeah.
I am.
I don't think you've done your spreadsheet, has it? I'm gonna be
I
real.
definitely have.
Is yours just green for the entirety of March?
Nope. Nope, it is not. I remember
no,
doing
this
it at
week
work.
bits of red. There is bits of red.
Told you. Screw you, Serpent. Make me
It
doubt
swindles
myself.
it swindles is that worries me.
Because it's all green, you know it's not true.
Fucking liar.
Yes, considering February's spreadsheet, which
That's fine. We'll schedule in next Sunday. We can always adapt, overcome.
Were you mistaken mine for a swindle, Serpent? Or
No,
was-
I
was
just
yours
meant you hadn't blocked out any at the end of March, when I know for certain you're not around at the end of March, are you?
Wow.
yeah, actually, speaking of,
Yeah, that's
why
what I
are you
meant.
free on the 29th, 30th, and 31st, and the 28th?
He'll be home in time.
I exist.
Smile.
I won't,
Yeah,
but I
he's
exist.
gonna come back every single night.
Yeah.
What, are you gonna shoot me a phone?
Soken, can you just slow it down a bit? I need to roll a dice.
Hey, so can you might roll this d20 for me? Good
Sure.
luck, Chorm.
Um,
Chorm?
How
Charm.
much are people paying me to fudge his rolls?
Since, well, I imagine it's relatively fresh, I won't spend too long on the recap. Instead, a very basic TLDR, where you essentially travelled to Yester Hill, encountering a ghost of a very, very, very old fella called Kavan, who told you that he used to be chieftain of the forest folk. You then travelled to Yester Hill under the company of Strahd. Not a jump scare, smile.
It wasn't.
I mean,
And despite some clenching, you came out absolutely unscathed, where you finally met the second bride of Strahd, Ludmilla Vilasevic, who has been helping Babalisaga and the druids of Yester Hill fight the, well, now that you know, the were-ravens of the winery, a secret order known as the Keeper of the Feathers that are more known for their espionage and spy mastering than fighting.
Quite literally, a conspiracy of ravens.
Quite literally a conspiracy of ravens. I mean, not much to say. You got into a big scuffle, put a stop to the ritual with some very questionable decisions by John Smith that somehow paid off.
Certainly a form of heroics.
Perhaps.
Wasn't even close.
I
No.
say stupidity.
I think his survival was entirely because I was nice to him. Sorry, my wife has just returned.
Bro was apologising that his wife exists.
Sorry.
I don't
Then-
accept it.
You grabbed the heart of the statue, which was a strange kind of pinecone-shaped gemstone that radiates with a power. But as you set a wager with Strahd that you would ultimately overcome, you all were greeted by Strahd at the Whispering Wall, a kind of much thicker, denser fog than you're accustomed to in Barovia on the western boundary. Strahd insinuated it's the corpse of a dead god and said those who come in, those who go in often don't come out after being shown their deepest desire. I can't even look after myself and they want me to be a godparent.
Hmm.
Good luck to them. A guide parent, sorry.
A what?
Sorry, Emily went to visit her best friend who's just had a baby, and they want us to be their godparents. But they're calling it guide parents because they're not religious.
Oh.
Alex, stay away from my godson.
Extra parents? Spare parents? Backup parents?
Backup parents, yeah.
Hmm.
But yes, most of you, other than Sabriel and Nolan, decided to call Strahd on his bluff and prove yourselves worthy. In which John Smith... Well, we'll get to that.
Mhm.
But... as the final steps begin going into the wall, Nolan and Sabriel, you're left by yourselves as you watch Irina just turn around and smile, give you a wave, and then vanishes into the mist. To which, it's quite strange, because this is the first time you've both been, well, without most of your friends since arriving in this hellhole of a place. To which you just hear a smile kind of form across Strahd's face behind you as he mutters, "Well, my first question, consider me curious. Do you feel safer out here than you do in there?"
It's hard to say.
Then what was the decision? Don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with your decision, but I'm sure you have heard stories of myself and my potential,
Mm-hmm.
and yet you would rather brave the morning with me. I am not sure whether to be impressed.
I mean, you've always treated us courteously, so what could be the harm?
Yes, well, most of you are enjoyable to talk to. One of you is less so, I will confess, but still, business is for another day, Come, let us go gather some wood and get a fire. Those who will return will certainly need the warmth. To which he kind of turns his back to you both and just walks away towards the edge of the Svaldic woods, leaving you both to yourselves for a moment.
Yeah.
So, should we gather wood? Would he be mad if we didn't? And let him?
I'm
Well,
not sure I want to find out.
what's the protocol here? What's going on?
It's polite to help.
Yep. Alright. So you take that side, I'll take this side.
Okay.
Meet back in the middle. Cool.
Well,
I know.
I'll get the
I was
ones.
just thinking that. Man's not even there and they're still panicking they'll say the wrong thing.
I mean, I don't know how good his hearing is, you know.
Oh, Strahd, I found your top
Vampires
secret
get-
diary. Fuck!
I wondered where I
Damn
had
it!
the whole thing.
Strahd, we plan to kill you. Fuck! Why did I just can't shut up. Okay, can you both roll me survival checks, please?
Mhm.
For what reason exactly?
And to see.
Survival is plus
See if you're picking up some
2.
wood or if the wood's picking you up.
18.
8.
18.
Oh, okay.
That's a lot of wood.
Oh no.
7.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
not a lot of wood.
Yeah.
We found a stick.
I just find lots of really green wood. It's gonna smoke loads. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that, Sabre. You're quite anxious, and it's unfortunately showing. Your legs are quite literally jelly. But Nolan, as ever, your god always has a plan. If this is it, so be it. Who are you to question his motives?
And Nolan really never understands the seriousness of the situation. So,
But you both come back with a decent amount of wood, with Strahd carrying a little bit as well. And he notices your anxiety, Sabriel, and I'm so sorry. He looks at you and goes, "Perhaps you should have gone into the wall, hmm? Relax, I am not here to hurt you. After all, I still have a debt to pay. You won the wager. And once everyone, or at least those who are able to, return, I will ensure I pay my debt."
Hmm?
But I will not have it said that I am not a gracious host, and whilst our dinner may be later in the week, tonight, or at least this morning, allow me to take care of you again. Nolan,
alright.
would you care to mind the fire whilst Sable and I go to gather some sustenance?
Yeah, absolutely. Will
To
do.
which
And I'm giving Saber a look as if to say, send me a message if anything happens.
To which Strahd beckons the Wonder Horse over, and he offers you to kind of jump on its back.
Okay. I'll Does it look like I could do that without getting too close to any of the fire?
Yeah, it should be okay.
Okay. I will kind of, I don't know, I guess like get my bearings with it a little bit and then mount up.
Okay. To which Strahd then jumps in front, and he strokes the horse again. You can see his skin kind of burn, and it smells of that burning flesh. But then the wounds just immediately regenerate thanks to his vampiric abilities.
What does the horse to feel like the non-fiery bits?
Cold. Surprisingly cold.
Okay. But still normal horse fur texture? Just
Yeah.
yeah.
It feels as if it's something you're particularly accustomed to. It feels natural to you, even if the creature itself is anything
Yeah.
but.
Okay. That's probably helpful, honestly. I know where I'm at with horses.
To which he then kicks the horse, and with a it just everything goes dark for a millisecond and then lights up, and you immediately recognize where you are. Nolan, you just see the horse, Sabriel, and Strahd disappear.
Oh no, I'm watching the fire.
Okay.
Dead fucking set on it. I'm not letting it out. They gave me a mission. I'm gonna die if I
And Sabriel,
let it go up.
you open your eyes, and as the horse is full gallop, you recognize that you're actually in the ethereal plane.
Huh. Do I recognize any of the scenery of where we are? Because it's
You're still
the,
at Yester Hill,
Mm.
but you're on the ethereal side of Yester Hill. As you see a number of specters and ghosts kind of minding their own business within the woods. And then, a few moments later, the same energy hums. You blink once again, and now you're back in the material plane. Strahd dismounts the horse and kind of offers his hand to grab your hand to let you down.
Oh. Yeah, take it.
And it's freezing cold to the touch, his skin like leather.
Mhm.
But he smiles and says, "Often there are elk near here. Come, show me your abilities. After all, My spies tell me that you are the one hard to keep in contact with.
Yeah. I'll try my best.
Go on then.
Okay. Would it be perception or nature? Survival?
Survival if you're planning on hunting.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give it a go. Then. Um, 23.
Okay. You're still shitting yourself, to say the least, but this is something you're good at. Going on a horse, something you're accustomed to, has kind of settled your nerves ever so slightly. And you really focus on the signs. You look at the dirt. That's a deer track. Hang on. Something's lied down here recently. You pick up some of the leaves and give it a smell. Urine, definitely. Recent as fresh. And you track it until eventually you find quite a large elk grazing within a clearing within the woods.
Well, yes. Is Strahd following me?
He is.
Okay.
Though you tend to forget that he just moved. Nolan, stop leveling up your fire making in RuneScape. You often forget that he's following you. He moves with this silence, this shroud of just no sounds coming from him whatsoever.
Well oiled today.
Yeah, Ludmilla boiled him nicely today.
Can I carefully draw my short bow?
Absolutely. Take the shot.
Okay. 25?
A good hit. Roll damage.
It'll just be a D8. I won't. Well, do you?
Just start
Am I
cutting
hid?
off
Am I
if you-
technically hidden because you kind of have to be for
Yeah, you're hunting.
for it to
Yeah,
not have
sure.
seen me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's do I roll sneak attack dice or not?
Yeah, you can. This is quite literally a sneak attack.
Yeah. I was like, I haven't said I'm hidden, but also kind of the nature of hunting deer kind of requires you to be. So.
Never has there been an attack more
Oh
sneak.
god, that's a terrible
Exactly.
roll.
That makes this
Damage
next
is
part 10
damage?
times more fun.
10 damage.
You release, and with just a fly through the sky, your arrow finds its mark, but not quite the heart of the elk, just below, enough to force it to the floor and crying out in pain, unable to move. To which you just hear a slow applause behind you. I dare say, it had no idea where that came from. And so it would seem, breakfast is served. But you walk up and the elk is just...
Until dawn style.
To which, as you kind of go up to it to deal the coup de grace, Strahd lowers your arms and goes, "If it is all the same, it would be much more enjoyable for me if the blood was fresh. An even finer shot than one could have imagined."
If you'd prefer.
To which he picks up this clearly agonized and in pain elk, and with a strength completely unnatural, almost comical, of just watching him lift up this giant elk with one hand and put it around his neck like a scarf. And he beckons you with his arm out with just a flourish of, Consider me impressed. Let us return. I imagine Nolan is starting to get blind staring into that fire any more longer.
Puts another stick on the fire.
Congratulations, level 6.
Yay!
You're nearly level 92, you're halfway, bro. Tell me, where did you learn to shoot like that?
Hunting food. Whilst traveling.
Ah, so you are a nomad then, like my Vistana.
Maybe not quite so much as that, but yeah.
Then consider this my apology for your predicament.
Being
Well,
Yeah.
indeed, it is not always fair to be trapped. But at least there is plenty of new things to discover. Tell me, how have you found my lands?
very interesting. There's a lot that's unfamiliar.
Do you miss home? If you even had one.
I do.
And you see him kind of not relax, but more kind of, I guess the word would be relaxed, but not to a state where it's now just two buddies hanging out. More
Yeah.
akin to interesting.
Mm.
And you see kind of a sense of familiarity, almost empathy, if he was even capable of feeling empathy.
He knows where he's at with me a little bit.
Yeah, he recognizes. You get the sense that he recognizes what it's like to miss home.
Mm.
But you return to the horse, and he just throws the elk, which has now, as Strahd kind of lifts its neck up, has stopped breathing. A pity. Still, you would not mind if I indulged just a little?
Be my guest.
To which he just gets one firm fingernail and just slits its artery across its neck. And you just start seeing him kind of become less man, more monster, as he huddles over the
Take a
neck
step back.
of the corpse and just starts slurping lazily. Like 3/4 of it isn't even going into his mouth as it just gushes out. Is he trying to make a point, or is he just not accounting for how
he just
messy it is?
lifeless?
It's genuinely hard to tell. To which you just hear, forgive me, I forget how not normal it must be to witness that. As is the price to pay to become master of death, unfortunately. I confess it is probably not. It is not to your standard. But fear not, you will be dining on the finest of silverware.
In the woods?
Not today. In a few nights' time. To which he kind of just jumps on the horse and just kind of pats the back of it.
I'll climb up if it looks like that's the.
And you see kind of where your seating is kind of stained with wet blood. That's Sorry, upstairs are banging. Possibly literally. It's clear that if you are to sit where it is, your ass is going to
Easy.
be absolutely stained in blood. To which, as you look, he kind of just lazily kind of pats it down and just laughs out loud and goes, "You're welcome to walk if you wish, though I would recommend against it. These woods often claim many a lost soul."
Would you mind if I was to what's the word I want?
Would I mind what? Come. Do not hesitate. Tonight we are friends.
Can I very obviously telegraphed cast precipitation and clear away some of the blood?
Interesting. And yet I did not know of your magical prowess. Tell me, is that new within these lands?
Does he not know that? Fair enough. I thought he did. Never mind.
He may or may not. He may just be trolling.
Oh, yeah. No.
This is why I love Strahd. There is no wrong answer for me to play him however I want. Because it's 100% his character to be like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Is this new to this land? Or did you learn that upon your travels outside of Barovia?
I have some experience with magic, although it's not my forte.
Well, if you ever need a teacher, I was taught by the best. I would be happy to pass on her knowledge.
The best in this land?
For a time, yes, but then circumstances arose, and unfortunately I am now the best.
Thank you for the offer. I'll consider it.
We both know that is a lie, but do not consider me insulted. I fully understand. After all, I am sure that the people have painted me as the villain here. We are all entitled to our opinion. I hope to learn more about yours in a few nights' time.
Hop up on the horse, I guess.
Okay. Which your magic has done a decent enough job. And about 5 minutes later, you're back with Nolan. Strahd kind of goes, "Master Jacobs, if you could be so kind." And he gestures to the bleeding kind of elk smothered in blood. I trust you know how to prepare.
Yeah. Can
Yep.
do.
Expression.
Mind you, I'm not a chef. It's more, yeah. Might not be the perfect cuts, but it will be flesh, meat.
And with that, we will cut over to Grok. Don't worry, you'll get more opportunities for your questions. It'll be kind of Grok, then you
yeah.
guys, then James,
just-
then you guys.
Yep.
He rolls a fucking nat one and dealing with the elk, he just cuts off his own hand.
It's alright, if you cut your own fingers off, I've got some spare. Either that or I can have yours for my collection.
Now who's collecting body parts?
I mean,
Start
I'm
with my
collecting
own.
corpses.
Okay. Grok. The last thing you see before stepping forward, a strange determination upon your face is a smirk upon von Zarovich's face. But you step forward nonetheless, and your legs carry the weight of your decision deeper and deeper and deeper into the fog. You lose track of everything, everyone, and every sense as you're overwhelmed by mist. Ever more deeper into the abyss. You hear cries for help, you hear sobs, and you hear begging for mercy. Until your eyes open wide, and with a deep gasp, you claw at your throat before a familiar sight weaves its way in front. Dever, who extends a hand to pull you onto his feet. Well, I thought you were struggling there, little brother. What was that about?
Just raised my eyebrows at him in response and just almost shake my head. Lost my balance for a second. And it's been a long
Balance?
day.
You've been asleep for the last 2 hours. What do you mean, balance?
Must have lost track of time.
Well, I think we're gonna get a move on soon. Father's anxious to get the cargo delivered.
I don't know what is
Passerby warned us of pig-face horns in the distance. So it's best to get behind some walls with an ale in hand. Eh?
We'll get you behind the walls soon enough. Might join you
Well-
for an ale after I've had a scout about.
Well, good that you mentioned that, because Dar wanted you to scout it. I don't know where this accent's going.
I was
Dar
wondering as
wanted
well.
you to scout ahead and clear the way. Don't suppose you need a hand, or did you have it covered?
I've got it. You just worry about the cargo here.
And he kind of leans closer in and goes, "You're not understanding. I'm bored of cleaning the horse shit. This is less a request than more. Hey, brother, I'm coming with you. But don't tell the little ones or they'll get jealous, do you hear?"
We'll see, but if we're found out, I'm blaming you.
When we're found out, who taught you how to be stealthy in these woods, say?
Not you, that's for certain.
Absolutely, so we'll be fine. To which he just kind of bellows, laughing at his own joke. A familiarity kind of washing over you of, it's good to be home. Surrounded by people that you've loved and trusted your entire life. All memories of Barovia subsiding. A weird dream, a weird blip. Now well, doesn't matter now. It's a new day. And as Dever said, it's time to make some money.
Right, I get up and grab my kit for going out of camp. And as I'm getting up to exit, do I see anything of interest around?
You see an encampment kind of surrounded by a number of kind of livestocks and mostly horses. You see your mother and father having a heated discussion at the campfire, but that's nothing new. They love each other ever so much, but you know what dwarves are like. They like to, they don't like to be wrong, which unfortunately for your father's sake, he is very often wrong. But you see your little brothers kind of playing with their kind of swords against each other. But Dever kind of does a little whistle and beckons you to follow as you kind of both sneak out of camp ready to continue your job.
I don't know what harebrained scheme Dar's got himself into with this supply run, but we'll see how it turns out this time. I suppose you got an idea what cargo he's got.
To be honest, little brother, I couldn't give a shit. He pays well, and it's good to be around kin. Especially these days. You travel north along a hidden path within the tree line. Not much interest. You're about 30 to 40 miles out of Candlekeep, your destination. But everything feels normal. The woods sing the normal morning bird song. You see glimpses of people travelling along the merchant roads. You see homesteads amongst the fields. But then, along a hidden path within the tree line, the hairs on your arm begin to stand. And almost instantaneously, your brother holds his arm to stop you in your tracks. And he whistles and points at a bush that's seemingly moving. No. Not moving. Talking? No. Crying.
Stay back here. I'll go have a look. I'm handier with a blade than you.
Well, in that case, I'll stay by your side.
Rightio. See if you've got any better since last time, though I don't expect much. Let's begin approaching the bush stealthily.
And you just hear in Dwarvish the fucking cheek of it. Okay, can you roll me a investigation check?
Let's go. 10.
Okay. You see exactly what your brother is pointing at. And you see a small green figure covered in blood within the underbrush of the woods. And as it spots you, it panics and immediately recoils to a nearby tree, grabbing a branch and haphazardly thrusting it in your very general direction. Certainly not a threat. To which you just hear... as your brother just can't stop bursting out laughing at the pitiful sight, to which the tusk face begins to shake in fear and anxiety, crawling back, putting his back against the tree. His breeches begin to darken as a foul-smelling liquid begins to seep through his trouser leg. You feel movement to your side as Dever steps forward and prods at the greenskin with his long sword, laughing continuously. Look at this pathetic whelp. And whose blood may this be? Because it certainly isn't your own, is it, you filthy half-breed?
Do I see anything in the surroundings?
You can
Any
roll me a
signs of
perception check.
other... Oh, ooh, that's good. Sit right behind fire. 25.
No. Not at all. You... From what you can tell, you don't see any weapons, you don't see any armor. You just see a person. A young boy in need of help. Clearly gored by something. A boar? It's hard to tell. But he is certainly alone, and he is certainly not of a threat. To which your brother continues prodding him. And what shall we do with this filth, Grog?
Just side check. I just writ everything off as a dream right now, haven't I? Everything else.
Barovia was a dream. This is real. This is very real.
No, I mean between this Barovia, that bit.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember that now. Right, okay. I look upon the orc. Does it look like they're a full blood or half?
Full blood.
Full blood.
And as you kind of step forward, he tries to crawl back more, but there's just nowhere left for him to go, as blood continues pumping out of the wound.
Oh, you said you heard word of orcs nearby. This might have been a straggler left behind. Too weak to stay with the pack.
To which you don't recognize the language, but it's very clear that the boy is begging for his life.
Well, I think we all know what we need to do with the menace before us, don't we? And I draw my weapon, which I don't know what it is at the moment. Just a sword or...
And it now gets on its knees and continues begging for mercy. And you get a closer look. It's a farmer, No more. You recognize the pitchfork by his side. You see the clothing he's wearing. No older than 17. It's just a boy.
Put in the leftover scraps from a raid they performed at most likely. What do you say? Should we put this beast down? Our weapon is very clearly, like, primed to strike.
I don't know. Now that I look at him, I kind of feel sorry for the wee bastard. But the call is yours. He's not a threat.
Say that now, but I'm not willing to take that chance, not with family nearby. And I raise up my blade, again, I'm just assuming it's like a short sword or something, and move to strike. A lethal blow.
Okay. And your strike finds its mark as it just executes the orc where he was lying. As he kind of sputters and pukes blood over both you and Dever until its lifeless body slumps off the sword and into the soil.
I wipe off my blade and resheath it.
And Dever immediately begins to laugh again. I suppose he could have just asked nicely to be put out his misery. Ah well, come Grok. Let's return and let the family know the way's now clear of filth, eh? Perhaps we can
Hopefully.
sleep better tonight.
Shouldn't be any more surprises on the way back. Seems this runt was all alone. Just disregard the corpse. I begin walking back to camp while keeping an ear out for anything.
Okay. And there's no further problems. And as you return to camp, you see your father speaking to a plated noble, dressed in fine armor and wielding a shield and longsword adorned with religay and medals across the armor and weaponry.
Wonder what trouble Dar's got himself into now.
Don't recognize the insignia myself, but they'll be eight.
I'm only hoping I just begin approaching the conversation.
And as you approach the man, you get a better look at, kind of noble looking, with this long blonde hair parted at the top. He turns. Ah, and this must be the eldest, the middle, and the bravest. Well met, though it seems you have had much more of an interesting day than we have so far, as the nobleman gestures to, well, both of you in your bloodied equipment.
Encountered a green-skinned straggler?
Good sport, I imagine?
Not really, but best not take risks on the road.
Well, how wise. But then Dever throws a heavy thud into your waist, winding you as he steps forward. I don't know why he's lying. He's got nothing to prove, but you should have seen it. A hero in the making. 5-1, and whilst I was down and out, Grok slew the scum where they stood and rescued me in the process. I'd be dead if it wasn't for him.
And in the most shitty way possible, I then slew a great drake that appeared out of the forest as well. It's like I'm very clearly rolling my eyes and taking the piss with what I'm saying. Just like adding on to like, I know he's bullshitting, and I'm just making it clear he's bullshitting.
The human nobleman kind of disregards your comment and instead listens to your brother more. And he smiles and goes, "Is that so, Master Dwarf? I lost some of my best to savages within these lands. In fact, we've been stalking and trailing an orcish company nearby. Perhaps you would accompany us upon this night and at least prove your merit? I'm sure we could have him returned by sunrise for his duties." As the man turns to your father, who nods in clear excitement and clearly shows his hand in his pride.
I know a little bit of battle would be good. It's been a bit dull guarding this supply run so far.
To which the man holds his hand out.
reach out and shake his hand.
And as you look into his eyes, he smiles and says, "Come then, Grok. Tonight we hunt mutt." To which the mist around your body begins to coalesce and then immediately fade, leaving an imprint of your proud father, mother, and siblings, all smiling at you as you lock arms with the leader of the faction you now know as the Shadow Daggers. Whispers begin to form, yet no words can be heard, and the face of your father, smiling with pride, widens until it eventually devours you within the mist, leaving you in naught but pitch black and alone with your thoughts.
If you can call it pitch black, I have dark vision.
Not that type of darkness.
Fuck!
The mist shapes into a setting once more, the cloak of the moon and stars high above shrouding your being. And to your side, you see a number of men, elves, and other races draped and ready to strike with steel at their sides. The leader of the pack forms a number of hand signals and gestures forward through the trees.
What do I see at the other side of the tree line in front of the leader?
Can you make me a perception check, please?
Will do it. Yay!
See, yours is
24.
less wholesome. 24, good roll. You recognize, as you look through the trees, you see a camp. A small little group of tents, adorned by a number of greenskins. But your eyes notice they're not fighters, or at least most of them aren't fighters. Perhaps scouts. Yes, scouts. That's what you'll tell yourself, at least. A bloodlust already starting to form. But, despite what you want, despite what Grok wants, you just can't shake the feeling. The smell and stench of alcohol on the captain's voice. And as you look closer, it's clear the captain's struggling to stand at all. Pathetic. The Shadow Daggers, this legendary renowned faction known for hunting the greenskin and all other threats across the lands. Run by this?
What's your order, Captain?
And with a firm nod, the captain launches himself out of the bushes and into the campsite, where the other members of the Shadows follow suit.
I draw my blade and follow suit. In quick pursuit.
And to describe the painting would not do it justice, for what follows within the next 5 minutes is nothing short of a slaughter. Limbs, guts, blood, all pouring out of the half-breeds and tusk faces, the laughter of the shadows echoing in the dark as the savages flee into the woods or beg for mercy to nothing but an axe to the neck. A number of arrows fly past your head and mark the tents in a blaze that ignites the very air around you, with horses panicking and bucking, dirt flying into the air and smothering all oxygen, and your senses heightening as the night becomes life or death, but not for you, for the mongrels. Would you like to get involved?
I join the fray.
You swing, and you swing, and you swing. A number of heads rolling past your feet, until eventually 2 orcs clasp at spears and begin to approach you, muttering in Orcish in your direction.
Finally a fight! I was beginning to think you mongrels wouldn't even try.
Instinctively, you try to reach for an arrow on your back, but you're not using a bow. There's nothing there. What are you doing? And they slowly back away from you with their spears raised. What would Grok like to do?
I'm just assuming I have like 2 longswords at this point. I'm trying to figure out what weapons I have. I've asked 3 times. I don't know what weapons I have right now.
Your decision. Was
Okay,
Grog always a ranger?
I mean, that's the path I was always going down, so yeah. I guess I just have 2 short swords.
Okay.
Like I do now. Like that wouldn't really change up this part, so yeah, anyway. I draw my short swords to say, come now! The fun's only just beginning! And I just launch myself towards them.
And you just hear, please, please! We're just farmers! Why are you doing this?
Never fails to amuse me, the lies that spill from your tusks. And I strike.
They're not lies! And before they can even get it out, just strike after strike. A flurry of blows. Your arms moving swift. The wind carrying them. The righteousness. Is it vengeance? What do you have to be vengeful for? What have they actually done to Grok? No matter. Doesn't matter. You are justified.
In the midst of this battle, well, combat here, do I see the captain about?
You do, though he's mostly on his arse, falling over from his own tripping.
Does it look like anyone else from the company is around?
They're all still clashing with their blades, but then one final blow to your back. A small boy, no older than 18, 17, tugging on your cloak, who says, "Please stop this madness."
Madness. This is justice. And the night is still young. Far more of the butcher's work to be done.
And you swing, cutting the jugular clean as blood begins spilling onto the soil. A painting. Beautiful. But then you kick the spears away and you notice they're not spears. They're not spears at all. They're pitchforks that have seen more summers than the average Waterdeep whore. Tattered and barely even functional. And then you feel a slap on your back, and as you turn, the unmistakable stench of liquor as the captain begins launching. Just bellowing this sick onto the floor. He holds his finger out, wipes his mouth, stands up, and offers you a flask with a smile. Drink up, lad. Welcome to the shadows. You fought well. And the world will wake up to a brighter tomorrow. To which the captain points behind him, and you see a number of slain orcs at the feet of the footmen. Yet, not are all dead, as a number of orcish women and children are lying on their knees bound by rope.
Aye, good night. And maybe we'll hunt well tomorrow. And I take a sip.
And as you do, the mist begins to dissolve once more, as the screams and cries of the voices ring like a heavenly song until silenced by the squelching of boots in blood. Man, I miss John Smiths. You walk, every step a path to justice, a fury that you don't even know why. But you're not wrong. You could never be wrong. Your name sung far and wide. The shadows form and twist as time distills. Is it minutes or days or months or years? You can't tell. Yet each day you remember well and you smile. So the question remains, how much time has passed since that first night? It is not a comforting thought, and it's not a question able for Grolk to determine, because there were orcs to slay. There was no time to think of anything else. The shadows begin to wisp and dance as they form two more shapes. An orcish father and a boy, in which the father is telling a gruesome tale, a tale as old as time. The boogeyman is coming for the young who misbehave, the brass beard, a shadow with a collection of orcish skulls that beg for mercy at his waist. They say with each swing of his sword and each shot of his bow, another soul is damned to live at his side for all of eternity, forced to watch the horrors over and over and over again. The mercy of death never being delivered. The devil himself. To which the father then growls and goes, "And he's going to get ya!" To which the boy starts laughing as the father chases him around the tent. Strange. How insulting. You're more than just a campfire story. Can't help but spit at the fort. They'll get their time. They all will. The shadows then twist and form once more. Now a tent in which a funeral is being carried out. The nobleman leader is being carried on a small palisade, covered in gold and riches, whilst burning within a raging fire. You find yourself sat at the helm of the tent, to which they all come one by one, the shadow daggers, and raise their glasses to you and swear an oath of fealty to the new leader of the shadow daggers, the righteous fury of yourself. A chant begins to swell within the halls. Grok! 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 May his reign be fierce and his retribution just! To which you look up, and all of the shadowed people bow before you. They offer gifts in recognition of your claim to leadership. And you look at your bow, and notched within each tiny little bit of wood are countless dots. You run your finger down them like Braille, but they tell a story. Each dot, a life that you have taken, a justified slaughter of a greenskin. But you don't see it that way. Instead, you see it, each notch are the countless stories of lives that you have saved by removing the threat from Faerun. Your name rings true through the halls, and a sense of pride washes over you as your loyal subjects are willing to help you claim your retribution against the filthy swampskin who once threatened your brother many moons ago. Wait, they didn't even threaten him. All you did was execute an innocent orc at a tree. He just wanted to go home. Ah, nonsense. That talks for the pathetic, and you're not one of them. And at long last, the shadows form one final shape. One moment. Sorry, I've lost one of my tracks. And this one's important.
Oh boy.
You have to remember this is Grok's deepest desire, James.
Oh, I know. I know.
The wall is very knowledgeable on how to ensure the right bait is set for the right person. Where are you, you bastard? Where are you, you bastard?
Yeah, but is the wall knowledgeable about its music choice?
It will be for this one. This is actually really upsetting me. Sorry about this. I don't know what happened. It must have just been my OneNote going crazy. This is what I was looking for before we started as well. Unless I deleted it? Why would I have deleted it though? There's no way I deleted it. There you are.
We back?
We're so back.
Poggers. It is
I
in
hope you're all
fact-
uncomfortable.
Honestly, Si.
The shadows form another shape as your name is chanted through a war-torn camp. In front of you lie 3 orcish women, each bound and blindfolded, and behind them lies a number of green corpses, each drowning in their own blood, some of which still alive and scampering through the red gold as your men kick them down and laugh. Your men. It's still a strange feeling. Sorry, let me know if music's too loud. And a chanting begins to rise as your arms wield a great axe, almost double your very size, yet your hatred alone allows you... It allows you to possess a strength unnatural to the average individual, particularly a dwarf. It's almost comical. This thing's bigger than you. But you raise the axe, and it falls upon the adult green scum and severs head from body. And your legs move to the next within the execution line. But before you even get a chance to breathe, let alone react, you spot the shackles of the savage drop to the floor as a hidden dagger crosses your forehead, cutting and scarring deep before a flurry of arrows pierce the figure from behind. You put your hand up and you feel the wound, your heartbeat pulsing with rage and time. The chants that now swell as you hover your axe over the next victim. Groak, groak, groak. The echoes swell once more, and with a heavy thud, another head rolls. You step to the side once more to look upon your quarry. None of them deserve to live. They will all be punished for their crimes against humanity, their crimes against your family, What crimes? What had they actually done to warrant this hatred? Can you roll me a history check?
Ooh, nat 20.
Really?
Yes.
The dice tell a story, and in this case, the story you hear is... you can't remember. What the fuck did they do to warrant such hatred? People, no different to you and your family. It doesn't matter. Crimes don't matter. You're Groat Greenbane, named by your company. It's your legend, it's your story, it's your destiny to rid the world of the race of the savages, to allow children to sleep safely at night. And you raise your axe over the orcish spawn, and you see a figure staring back. But it's not the child. It's your own reflection. Your skin is as pale as the ash of the victims that have laid at your feet, your ears as pointy as the blades that pierced their hearts, and your smile as wide as the gates of hell that welcomed those you sent. And you see a deep gash within your forehead, covered by long black hair, and a face you recognize,
I thought you were going that way to the forehead scar.
but not as your own, as you hear a voice behind you. Bring justice to them. Let them suffer for their crimes against my family. Our family. And you turn, and the world falls eerily silent, the wind freezing in place, as the gawping mouths of your kin stick, and your atrocities stare back to you, unmoving. And mist begins to form behind you. A portal that leads to a dark, dismal place where no name has yet stuck to your deeds. No legend for fathers to tell their children. Just an orc with a toothy, tusky grin sat at a campfire, eating a large haunch of moose meat. With a small half-elf, and a strange priest, and a pale man. And yet, the pale shadowed figure twists his head and looks at you. And a smile forms across his lips, almost antagonizing. And you can read the words upon the face with clear intent. I fucking told you so. You're no better than him. Such a strange group. Nothing tying them together. Not even the orc. Just all combined through happenstance. And yet, the time has come. Where will Grok call home?
Ast is gone. I'll not lose myself to this vengeance. Not when there's still hope left. I don't know what you offer. I walk towards the portal.
And out comes Grok Greenbane. And emerges Grok. As you see Nolan and Sabriel and John all sat at the fire. You see an elk haunched over the fire. John cuts a piece of the elk off, plates it for you on a strange looking kind of makeshift leaf. And you just hear a shout. If yours is as traumatizing as mine, come on. Come catch your breath.
I'm still just kind of like staring off into space and not like fully, cognizant right now, just like shell shock for a word.
To which John kind of slaps you on your back. Come on, add attention. And he hands you a plate with the food.
I just take the plate. I don't even react to the slap or the speak or anything. I just kind of like just move to. I don't even like fully actually begin to eat either. I just take it, sit down, and just stare into the fire.
You look like you have seen a ghost, Master Greenbane.
I'm just staring into the fire right now.
Truly, that bad, hmm? Very well. And with that, we will take a quick break. And we'll come back to Nolan and Sabriel. I hope that was okay, Grok. As I said, very different vibe, but
Yeah.
very clear message.
Also, fuck you. You fucked it up.
I'm sorry. It wasn't my
No,
fault.
not that. It was going to Waterdeep.
Ah, it doesn't matter. It's an alternate reality. It's whatever I want it to be.
You motherfucker. You butchered my backstory. Fail RP. The cinema has failed.
The ceiling has collapsed on itself. That actually happened, by the way. There was only 2 people in it happily, so no one was hurt, but literally the ceiling collapsed on the cinema.
Oi.
I don't remember where
Daniel.
it was, but
I hope you
Where
enjoyed that a little
fucking
bit, Serpon, at
where?
least.
It was yeah. I was just like, I don't know how much I can actually like go in and speak either. That was why I was like, right. I got a few good bits in.
Who said this?
We very
Also,
much knew we wanted yours to be your deepest desire, just for you to be like, damn, that's fucked up that that's my deepest desire.
Also, I can't tell if Si's taking the piss or not because he better actually be taking the piss because he's the fucker who told me Waterdeep's a good place for the convoy to go.
wait for it. He wasn't taking the piss.
Yeah, I thought so as well, Jordan, but it doesn't matter.
Oh no, sorry, it was never one. Yeah. Sorry, even I got mixed up.
Still wasn't Candledeep.
Yeah, that's why I got mixed up. I was thinking about Waterdeep was the origin point. Yeah, on the way to fucking Neverwinter.
Man, I'm sorry. Did you hate it? I'm sorry.
Okay, Irina, calm down.
Isn't he supposed to hate it?
I hated it
Yeah.
for what
Another
it's
point.
worth.
That's the point.
I hate it in a
Surely,
good
surely
way.
that's a win then. If everyone hates it.
Technically, you don't actually know that bit, but
No,
technically,
no one will know your story unless you dare to share it with them.
Yeah.
But I think yours is the only one where I would suggest maybe that's not a good idea.
No, I was just going to say, technically, the story you heard is you know, it's not as bad at the start. It's worse later on, but the start is actually better than my actual backstory. So you know.
Anyway, I hope it did it justice. I hope you're
Yeah.
happy with it. It was very much a unique approach we had to this, and I was excited to draft something for it, but I definitely got put on a few lists.
Yeah. I was wondering if you'd go with that or the sort of desire I came up with. I wasn't sure which one you were going to go for.
I couldn't resist using Rahardin's theme. It was too important. I couldn't.
The
not do
moment
it.
you said the forehead slash, I'm like, is he doing what I think he's doing?
Ah, yes, interesting parallels.
And then it's like, feels okay, yeah.
Good. Then you received the message loud and clear of, "Man, you do not want to end up like Rahardin." Okay.
I mean, I already have the voices screaming at me in my head, so you know.
Don't need them out loud as well.
Hmm.
Don't make everyone else suffer. If I have to put up with them, y'all are suffering with me.
Nolan, can you make me a survival check?
Mm-hmm. Nat 20.
Damn.
It's a good fire.
It's
That's
a
a
good
damn
fire,
good
but it's an
fire.
even more impressive cutting of the elk.
Oh!
To which Strahd even remarks, looking at you and smiles and goes, I did not know that you were so accustomed to the blade. I often thought that you more relied upon your god for such things.
Well,
And
a
you can
little
see, like, almost
both.
kind of taking the piss, snarky kind of look upon his face.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, a little of both. If you're a wandering cleric, you need to pick up a few skills. Not taking the bait.
If you don't mind me asking, has your god spoken to you since your arrival?
It's not usual that he speaks, so no, he hasn't.
Hmm.
Would that I be so lucky that he spoke to me all the time.
And yet the Morning Lord speaks to the abbot on the regular.
Probably because he's an abbot, a little bit of higher in the rankings.
Do not
Then-
sell yourself short. I have seen your miracles firsthand. In fact, Volenta and Ludmilla both have now felt them. And I am sure that at long last my two brides will finally have something to speak about.
Well, hopefully they don't hold a grudge.
And may I ask why it is that you seek service to this, Was it Helm or was it Tyr?
Helm.
Hmm.
And the reason why was, well, they took me in when I was a child and raised me. And the deeper meaning of protecting the innocent really corresponds with what I want to achieve in the world. And hence, Helm fits perfectly with who I am and what I want to achieve.
And do you think that you have done well in my realm? Do you bring good?
I would like to think so.
Hmm.
It's depending on whose opinion it is, it might change. But
But I
overall, maybe.
Can't help but shake some feeling.
Go on.
And you hear the voice in your head. And it's Strahd's voice, but he continues smiling that Sabriel doesn't hear this. And you hear, and how do you know that it is Helm that is speaking to you when he does?
Both instinct and celestial language might be a clue.
But instinct. Instinct is learned. You do not get born with that.
No. But then again, I was raised in a temple of hell, and I felt his presence within the temple. So I kinda know what his presence feels like. And when I use my godly powers, or borrow his godly powers, I feel his presence. In a way. Because they're all derivative from him.
We are all entitled to our vices.
Yeah.
But I am not here to make you uncomfortable. After all, you have done an excellent job with the food.
May I ask you a counter question, since we're all in the belief questionnaire?
Of course, but remember that we will have comfortable roofs over our heads for this a few nights down the line.
Yeah. I'm just thinking since we're talking about it. You 2 questions really. Are you in? Do you have a belief for any god at the moment?
I am my own god. I believe in the necessity to do what I must to survive. And I have transcended far beyond the need for such beliefs. I saved the religion for my brother, Sergei.
And back when you were mortal, did you have a belief for any god?
I did not know what I believed. I did not have time to believe. My father insisted that I led his armies. The things I saw on those front lines would make you question if there truly is a god. Are they good to allow this to happen?
Yeah. All right. That was all from me.
Please do not be insulted by my questions. I just find it is ever so rare to have such interesting conversations. After all, the average Barovian is as interesting as a pail of milk, which is often sour within these lands.
I mean, since you can check up on everything whenever you want, I guess you already know everything about the Barovians and their daily lives, correct?
As a good ruler should,
As a good ruler should, yeah. But that's kind of why we humor you, since we're not
You
from around
humor
here.
me.
At times, I'd say.
Only fucking took
Please,
an hour.
go on.
I mean, you gave us permission to fight the druids right now, didn't you? Because that would, in a way, humor you.
I see. You wish to entertain me, like a like a fool.
Well, your words. That's not my intention, though. I just said we humor you, not we intend to humor you.
At ease, Master Jacobs. I am clearly jesting with you.
Oh, yeah?
It is true that I find you most interesting, which is a rare come by within these lands. Often the most interesting thing in my days is listening to Anastasia rabble with Valenta and Ludmilla.
Is that a third wife?
Ah, of course, you have not been acquainted yet.
No.
I will ensure that you are introduced at dinner.
Oh, yeah? How many wives do you have?
3.
Oh. Magic number, no?
Can you roll me an insight check?
Okay.
Right, hold on.
Can I?
Yeah, me too.
Can I also?
That is
If you want.
a...
Grog, you're not here at this point, you're still doing war
18.
crimes.
Oh, I
Against
thought
the
you said I
communal
walked
convention.
back and I was still at the camp. Oh, right. Okay,
No, no, no.
sorry.
We've time jumps back.
Exactly.
18.
He's obviously lying, but with an 8.
Yeah.
What's your roll, Sabriel?
What was it? Insight.
Mm-hmm.
14.
Okay. You both know he's lying, but Nolan, you pick up a little bit more. He's not
Mhm.
lying for the sake of, ha ha ha, I want to keep that card close to my chest. It actually seems personal.
Okay. Yeah,
Whether
I'm
or
not
not
gonna call
that
him out.
personal
shit.
emotion, what that personal emotion is, you can't quite tell.
Yeah. I'm not gonna call him out either because I don't want to fucking die. Thank you.
How did you meet your wives? The two. That
An
we've
excellent
met seem
question.
like quite different people.
And on the tale of boring people, at the time, my wives were anything but. Valenta, I trust you have heard her story?
Well,
Hmm.
She
Have
was
we?
once a famous serial killer within Valaki,
Oh.
until she was caught and I pardoned her for her choice. Ludmilla, well, that's a story for another time. And Anastasia, well, there's ever so much that goes on within these lands that I just do not have time. So necessity becomes a must.
How do you spell Anastasia? Oh shit. Yeah. Of course
that's
it's
what
gonna
I'm
be
thinking.
weird fucking spelling.
should have known it'd be a Y.
I did try to pronounce it as such.
Yeah.
It did look wrong with an I, but I hadn't got that far through.
And no husbands? I don't know if you meant that way, but you know.
We'll see if Escher grows himself to be interesting.
No.
But for now, he's a bit dim-witted for my liking. Cries a bit too much. We'll see. You judge me for having so many.
No, not at all.
Roll deception.
To each their own, so to say. I don't know.
But they are less... It is less brides and more a title. Do not confuse my affection for love. That is saved for but one.
Not one
Um,
of the wives.
What's that, sorry?
Not one of the wives you've mentioned.
She will be.
Okay.
So, on that note, if I may ask a rather personal question.
And Strahd raises an eyebrow as he's kind of sat down. And he just very slowly kind of... Go on.
Why the interest in Irina?
Okay, not the worst question.
And he looks taken aback a bit. Not so much at your audacity. More... Yeah, your audacity.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
No. To which he just stops and thinks for a bit and says, because I can.
Yeah. That's
And she is a memory. No, she is so much more.
A
But
memory?
yes, because I can.
Alright. I mean, she is a lovely person. So
Are you wingmanning Irina right now?
no, not with Strahd.
Strahd.
I mean, he could just say because she's a nice person, but fuck it, it's Strahd. Because I can.
Once again, it's very clear that he's holding a lot back. You don't even
Oh,
need
yeah,
an
definitely.
insight check. He's very,
No.
but it's also very clear that he knows that you know.
Mm.
Okay.
And I, again, won't fucking call him out on it. Give me some sort of answer. So, if you don't want to talk about it,
And other than your pathetic god, is there anyone you would dare to call love?
not in a romantic sense, but we all bond and share a love of camaraderie, I'd say.
You mean these people that you met less than 2 weeks ago?
A lot has happened in 2 weeks, yeah.
Interesting.
Especially here. There's a lot of shit going on in Barovia, isn't it?
I'm sure it will be an excellent tale to tell, should you ever find the chance to leave.
How do we leave, though?
Do you have control of the mist? Or have they always been here?
Let me figure out what he would be happy to say.
How much bullshit will there be in this following statement?
The mists are a shackle. One that I look forward to breaking.
Are you unable to leave yourself?
For us, at least that one little thing we do have in common.
So, understand me the right
no.
way, but is
Insight check.
Barovia a prison for you as well?
Prison is the wrong word. What is it that the Valachian children like to play in? A sandbox. But yes,
Oh, bastard.
Who, how did the mist come to be?
do not push your luck, Master Jacobs. I like you.
Strike
Yep.
one.
Sorry. Just curious.
Curiosity is certainly a unique approach to life. And yet you are not in the least bit curious about your god. Fascinating. Yeah, within 18, he knows more than he's letting on, but he seems to be telling the truth.
Even about not being able to leave and
Mm-hmm.
things like that. Okay.
What do you mean, curious about my god?
As a good friend once said, if you grew up thinking green was red, you would never know you were wrong until someone else pointed it out.
Mm-hmm.
When we first met, I gave you an offer, and I would like you to know that that offer still stands.
Cheris do a history check to know what that was?
You could just ask.
Um,
I feel like Sabriel should remember.
It'll be
You-
more Nolan that should remember.
Oh, okay.
You have to forgive me. With all that's happened, I've forgotten.
If your god refuses to answer your prayers, then you'll know where to find me.
Hmm.
But come, eat. And would you be a dear and grab John Smith a haunch? Unfortunately, it would look like that he has come back. As you see the
Snap my
green
head back.
orc walk through, looking at the floor with this grim determination. You see him practically frothing at the mouth. And then, shortly later, you see Grok.
I'm so upset. We know how I walk by the camp.
You're
Absolutely
welcome.
out of it.
To interact with each other if you so wish.
Morning. Everything all right?
I'm still just staring up at space because I didn't realize I wasn't actually back yet when we stepped back, so ignore that thing I said before. I still need a minute to process.
Yep.
Problem is, of course, John Smith isn't here to fill up the gap of, 200 people who just came back either, so I've written myself in a corner, but I'm standing by it.
There's definitely two different emotions. You see John Smith, who looks more determined, and Grok, who looks more broken. Would you say that's a fair descriptor?
Shell shocked, but broken also works too.
Can I check them for wounds or just make sure they're in
Absolutely.
medicine check, right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm
Does
rolling like a fucking god
anything
today, aren't I?
look-
Medicine, that is a 22.
Blimey. No, nothing physical.
Shit.
I was going to say, where's the
Trauma.
mental
Different
medicine?
about them.
What's that? Sorry, Sabriel?
I just said, does anything look different about them, other than their attitudes? I don't know what they're all necessarily gonna do, so.
Yeah, Nolan, you can't see my debuff
That's
bar
not
right
for
now
me
for
to
all these.
answer.
I
I suppose,
shit.
Grok, what would they sense looking at you? What would they feel as they look at Grok? Is it still the same kind of cocky Grok, or has he been put in his place a bit?
A very self-reflective and evaluating the past
I did
and
it,
running
guys.
through what he knows.
I made him
and
not
what-
racist.
Seems
cured
very
him.
inwardly focused, I guess.
There will still be prejudice.
I cured racism, boys.
I did it.
But very shell shock is beginning to wear off and is more becoming contemplative, and almost rubs his forehead just like to feel if something's there. And yeah,
You
this is very
feel a
much trying to.
mark.
Pun?
You feel a mark, yeah, but it's just the brow of your forehead.
Right, okay,
But
fuck
it
you.
still makes your heart skip a beat ever so slightly. And as Strahd sees you kind of poke, he smiles and goes, "Rough night?"
You could say.
Would you wish to share what you saw? Of course, there is no requirement to do so. You have come back, and that was our agreement, no? You are strong of heart, it would seem. But consider me curious as to what you saw, to have you half the man you once were.
So a quarter of a normal human. Out of character.
It's like
That was
half
out of character.
size.
It showed me I kept what I lost, but still lost myself anyway.
To speak in riddles, it is too early for such.
Not exactly a comfortable topic.
And yet you should be proud that you have returned. Not everyone does.
What's the fuck you, Jake? I felt good about that riddle.
The wolf preys on the mind And not everyone is as strong of heart as you and Master Smith, it would seem. But it would seem that there are still two to be tested. To which, we will cut to James.
Whoop,
Will
whoop.
we get Irina's? Or do we not know Irina's?
Need to.
Oh, will we?
I hadn't thought about it until just now.
We'll have
Cherish
to
can
talk
play
with her.
Irina.
Stack that trauma.
All you have to do is just question everything you say.
And say, I'm sorry.
Man, Irina's me for real.
We're halfway
Do
there already.
that.
Halfway there.
Oh.
James,
Jake.
as you watch the back of your allies step into the Whispering Wall, you follow suit. Just another major uncalculated risk that seemed to be adding up within the last fortnight, especially considering how safe of an individual you are. But no decision is without merit or thought, and yet you find yourself stepping into the void. You can't help but grasp at the amber shard in your pocket, almost as a form of comfort. But there is no comfort as the mist rips your skin and hairs apart, yet there's no pain, no feeling, no sensation. It just is, until the mist begins to swirl and form shapes. You see two individuals crying with tears of joy as a tiny babe is birthed and carried. Like a fly on the wall, you witness all. A weird sense of deja vu. But you catch a glimpse in the father's eye. Fear, as he watches the child cry within its mother's arms. But then the shadows begin to form more shapes. Humanoid figures clad in armor and carrying steel that they raise at the family. The leader steps forward, a clear, booming presence amongst the rabble. You know the rules! He carries the curse of the bloodline. He cannot live. It would be a mercy, you know this. And as the shapes step, you note that they're hesitant, almost fearful of approaching. Yet they don't lock eyes with the father or mother. Instead, they're fixated on the baby within the mother's arms. Did you see that? Did you? The fire! It's in his eye! Did you see that? We have to be quick. It will level the city. And yet none of them are brave enough to approach. And a frosted chill begins to form across the room as the babe begins to laugh. That's not how childbirth works. They're meant to cry. Yet, it's unmistakable. That's certainly a laugh. And the windows begin to freeze. The breath of the guards visible as the very air itself hums with a magical aura. They drop their spears in fear. They drop their swords and they flee as if their very lives are dependent upon it. And you can't help but turn to the family, the laughing babe and the crying parents. Yet, for all your calculatory mind, there's 4 people in this room, not 3. As a final figure appears in the corner, as if you're remembering a long-lost memory, unlocking that piece of a puzzle. Yet the figure is not stood in a doorway, instead behind the family, as it lowers its arms in a bow. A rich noble in beautiful attire, young of age and handsome beyond norm. He smiles as he plants his hands upon the shoulders of the father, as both share an understanding glance of what must be done. The shadows envelop the scene, ripping it apart brick by brick, and what feels like and what may actually be years pass as faster images are shown. The journey of the nobleman and the babe across a land ripe in anxiety, hiding from the many hunters across the lands, until eventually the crying babe is left in a basket at a gate. a banner above reads Neverwinter. Man, you guys really like Neverwinter for your backstories.
It's in store, Coast, motherfucker.
No, you're at Candlekeep. Don't worry, you're fine.
Fuck off.
I'm not in Neverwinter.
Keep it is Candlekeep.
The shadows and whispers fall once more, leaving you in a strange state. Time passes. As to how much time? Once again, seconds into minutes, into hours, into days, into weeks, into months, into years. Into a century, it feels like. Just floating in nothingness.
Like a fly watching my own life.
Until at long last, exactly, a rumble within the dark. A foreboding sight. As a metal gate forms, its hinges screech against the wind within the darkness, guarding a structure that leaves your jaw on the floor. A towering and beautiful building adorned with ornate windows, grotesques, planted beds, hedgerows, statues, and other decor. Only the area is lifeless, with the fauna decaying and the building rotting, debris littering the floor, yet the gates of the Grand Hall open invitingly and beckon you to step in. A bountiful trove of knowledge ripe for the taking.
So there's no real signs of life. Any people.
You see the odd carrion crow kind of floating across the darkened sky, but no. Nothing alive.
Step forward.
And you enter the garden of the library, to which you just hear as the gates kind of crawl against the marble flooring, beckoning you in.
And so I do.
Sorry, one second. You enter a grand hall, and you're immediately greeted by the musky scent of damp. The floor is littered with pages, tomes, and other debris. Yet an unremarkable desk sits within the center, manned by a strange-looking... What the hell is it? An automaton? That can't be possible.
Was it metallic? Was there anything fleshly about it? Was it genuinely powered
You
by...
just see a metal automaton.
Okay, I approach the desk and see if it reacts to my presence.
And you just see it kind of tidying things away, but very haphazardly. Like, there's no clear pattern, and you just see him making more mess for himself.
I'll just attempt a greeting. Hello?
Do, 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 do. And it just continues tidying away, almost humming to itself.
Oh, you should have hummed down by the river.
Not for this one.
Oh,
Okay. I will... is this sort of like near the sort of entryway into the library, are we thinking, or...?
You're right in the center of the grand hall. The
Right,
main
okay,
entryway,
get
yeah.
you. Yeah.
So you see like a number of wings with like bookshelves lining them. It's almost like a cross.
Mhm.
So you came in from the southern side of the cross, and the library extends north, east, and west, and you're currently in the center.
Got you. Okay.
But as you kind of look around and get your surroundings, the little thing looks up and goes, "Ah, howdy, little friend. The name's Trixie, but you can call me RTC. And how might I help you on this fine day?"
Oh, you do talk.
I certainly do talk. I do a lot more than talk. If you need your shoes are shining, well, I'm your guy.
Do my shoes need shining?
They're pretty dusty.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe, Grok. Perhaps later. Thank you for the kind offer. What have I stumbled upon exactly?
What you mean?
I gesture around to the area and go, what is this place?
This place is the Library of Waterdeep. But you must have known that.
Yes, I must have, given that I came here by my own free will.
I don't know nothing about free will, but I hope he's okay.
Have you had any other visitors lately?
No, not recently.
Who
Can you
told
roll me an Arcana check?
Yeah, can do.
With advantage. Okay, never mind, that's fine. You recognize the ability to create an automaton is no simple feat. Yet, it belongs to someone.
Hence my...
It is, after all, a construct.
Who directed you to keep this place in the fine order that you have maintained so far?
Well, that would be my master.
Could I speak to your master?
I'm afraid, probably not. Unless you have an invitation.
Well, I have a conversation to share with him potentially. We are presumably of like-minded inclinations.
And you see the construction kind of whirl its forehead and goes, my mistake. You see, my master liked to tell tales of blue flames ravaging the lands, spells going haywire, failing, and powerful mages unable to produce a single bolt of flame. Unfortunately, he put a crossbow to his forehead and pulled the trigger. I miss him ever so dearly.
Was he telling of times past or times future?
Are you asking that to him or to me? Sorry.
Him. Was it more like prophecy or was it more recollection of historical
Well, I
events?
imagine he's referring to the Great Plague of 1385 to 1395.
Would
Where
I
have
have
you
any
been?
recollection of that?
Yes. There is no reason why you wouldn't.
Okay.
Because it has followed you like a haunting dream. The land's ravaged by its potential. And you recognize what's being referred to is the Spell Plague. Do you know what the Spell Plague is?
I've heard of it once or twice, but that's all.
Essentially, magic went haywire.
Is it safe to say that James may have encountered people affected by it in his lifetime?
You would more have heard stories of it than anything. And those stories would basically boil down to the goddess of magic being killed to result in the weave collapsing. And as the weave collapsed, so too did magic. Spells would ravage the land in infernos. Automatons would go haywire and start killing their own masters. Lots of bad magic-y things. It was a bad time to be around. Dangerous.
Not poggers.
Not poggers indeed. How long ago did your master decide to take that course of action?
I don't know. It's been a long-ass time.
Did I make an educated guess?
You can try and make a guess, but you've only just arrived and you don't even know what day it is, so you're kind of fucked.
That was directed at you, Jake.
Yes, but was it funny?
You can roll an insight check.
Indeed.
I mean, maybe. Huh. It will be. It'll be some form of education.
It's hard to tell. You know what he's referring to, but no. But you do get a sense that your feet certainly could help you by going in one certain direction.
Which one has the most positive vibes?
You see a door at the end of a corridor, chained, bolted shut to the north.
I gesture in the direction where I see this, and what's down there, good fellow?
Well, please feel free to explore the Tower of Solace at your own leisure. Though most of the pages will be damaged, you're welcome to bring back anything here for me to check out for you to take home.
Thank you kindly. I'll do just that.
Thank you kindly.
I will go ahead and...
Please be respectful. This library was my master's grandest accomplishment. And with the plague, he quite literally lost everything. I did offer to help tidy up.
Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. And head towards the door.
Okay. The shadows twist, almost laying down a brick path in front of you. Your boots echoing within the empty halls. Half the windows have been shattered, the other half completely covered by moss and dust, as the sun's trying its best to scrape its way in, unsuccessfully.
Real quick, sorry, while we're carrying on, how, obviously, the physical structure of the place may not be amazing, but are the contents of the place somewhat intact?
Some of them not.
Okay.
But you see kind of, assuming you're looking amongst the kind of books, it's just kind of walking down.
Yeah, it's checking the
You
general
see a number
condition
of
the place.
tomes that kind of like, you see a mixture of kind of historical tomes, educational tomes, fantasy tomes, non-fantasy tomes, biographies, pantheon books, you know, you see all sorts, maps of lands. For all intents and
Decent
purposes,
collection.
it is just a really impressive library.
Okay.
I hope you know your own backstory.
Mm-hmm.
That would be knitting patterns, sure.
I thought you were going to ask for maps. You like, wait, maps?
The maps? No, that comes next arc. You can't quite make out the words, but the very shadows begin to whisper. And shapes begin to form over your head. But no, it's just your imagination. After all, you're James Jolfir. You very rarely step into places like this. It's a risk that you're not usually willing to take, yet you felt drawn to this particular place. Perhaps another piece of a puzzle of your life. But your inquisitive eye catches one sight that you just can't ignore. That little niggling feeling in the back of your eye telling you, you shouldn't go and explore this. But why not? As you see the chained door, foreboding yet welcoming, as the chains slowly collapse onto the floor, breaking, and the door slightly opens with the wind, and you see the glimpse of a shape haunched
Shape.
over a book within.
Is the shape more skeleton than flesh at this point?
Can you roll me a dexterity saving throw?
Okay.
A firebolt hits the wall next to you. As you hear a fucking Pip! I told you to not go this way! As you see our Trixie kind of wheel up, and you see this little fluttering dragonfly, also made of mechanics, fly past. And it goes to grab it and goes, I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. This little motherfucker has been driving me crazy. To which he then grabs the little kind of dragonfly and just wheels himself back. And you get a better look at the construct. You see it's almost a spherical body, or more spherical legs. Think Dwemer for a moment.
I was just thinking like a
Saren.
dwarven sphere, yeah, exactly.
As it just kind of rolls across. And you see the floor gets polished ever so slightly as it kind of scrapes across the floor.
Yeah, well, close call, but no harm done.
That's the master's quarters. Say hi for me. To which it just wheels back continuously.
Considering I lack the ability to speak to the dead, I don't think I will be doing that. I'm saying this internally. And wandering anyway.
You step through the door, and you enter a large study, equipped and adorned with a number of wilted plants, shelves lined by dusty tomes, with living facilities such as a rotted bed and a desk, to which you see a pale figure lying over upon its throne, a parchment gripped tight in his hand.
I will spot the parchment and want to try and slowly and delicately remove it from his grasp.
And with your legs shaking, you glimpse the face of the individual. A male, at least by what you can tell from what's left, as time has finally found its quarry. His fingernails are covered with dried blood and gore, and just to his side upon the floor, you see two eyes staring back. You look up, and you see the voids of the sockets within the face of the individual.
I sort of move a little bit around to see if they follow me.
They don't.
Oh, good.
And you grab the parchment from the hand, and you see this.
Ew. That's not what I expected. Do I recognize the creature?
No. Absolutely not.
I don't think so.
But then, you turn the page around, and across the back of the sketch, you see two words scratched into the paper with partial blood prints. They lied. And as you stumble back, a sound resonates within the study with just a heavy thud. A tome, fallen and wide, inviting you. And you get a strange sense of deja vu.
I go to inspect the tome.
And as you step forward, a light breeze rips a page that slowly begins to drift in your direction. Sound familiar? Yet, your glance doesn't fixate on this page. Instead, you feel a slight force on your head like this that gently pushes your face like that.
Towards the page?
No, away from it. To fix on an ornate iron chest against the back wall. The page slaps lazily against your feet, and then continues blowing in the wind before landing under a shelf to never see the light of day again. But your eyes face the chest, and you feel a gentle push, a nudge in your back.
These calculated risks start to become a lot less calculated. But I will go towards the chest and let fate be damned. I would like to just check that it's a mimic first.
What, wait, I said to Jordan, I know he's going to ask that.
Someone would have to. If Serpa was here, he would probably be thinking it, so.
Putting it on the bingo.
Do you want to know what I wrote down? Your feet carry you forward to the chest. After all, you feel almost empowered, as if something is watching you, but it's not a foreboding sense. Instead, it's almost reassuring. But before your hands pull the chest open, you've heard stories of less careful mages, so of course you check for breathing. And you check what way the chain is facing. But with no signs, you open it.
My guy.
And what Javes didn't know is he had stumbled upon a world-changing epiphany. As you grab the study notes and quickly haul yourself out of the library. You think you feel a faint aura of a woman watching, a sense of relief and encouragement washing through your body, pushing you out of the darkness of the library and into the light of Neverwinter. The shadows begin to fade once again. Your feet running. You have no idea what you've just picked up, but you get a sense that something within these pages, something within these notes, this is the answer that mages have been looking for. But what knowledge could drive a man to dig his own eyes out and kill himself? And the ever-careful James decided perhaps the best approach would be to get some help himself. You snap out of a feeling of deja vu after witnessing the events of the library, and you look up to a number of old faces staring at you. You're sat within the center of a room with 6 figures perched upon thrones, talking down to you. A hearing. And with the notes you found in your hands, they're no longer in your hands. As you pass them over to the leader, Elminster himself. A name you've always heard and always wanted to meet, let alone help uncover a great mystery. As his voice bellows and he stands. Then it is decided, Master Jolfir. We will have great requirement of your aid in deciphering these pages, and you've shown yourself an incredible aptitude in such a short time. Nothing short of Mystra herself. And thus we present you an opportunity, if but for a limited time, to aid us in uncovering the cause of the spell plague. What say you?
Any chance to further the cause of people such as ourselves is one that I consider worthwhile. I will do my best to bring my knowledge, and if not my knowledge, then the source of knowledge that may yet be discovered to us. I accept.
To which all the other wizards stand up, and they begin chanting in unison, as this arcane energy hums through the room. The shadows tell more of a tale, spanning decades of your help. As you and the wizards uncover the truth behind the spell plague, the event known for its horror upon the world, and yet you, a nobody who was abandoned at Neverwinter all those years ago, discovered the truth through your own careful planning. You see moments of your life flash where Elminster himself is teaching you magic, a fireball. Yet, the pages mean nothing to you. You don't give a shit about some tome some dusty old wizard's written. You feel this spell within your blood. Why? Why do you spill this? What? How? It doesn't matter. You cast the fireball with an aptitude only a master would be able to. Easy. Yet, the inquisitive nature within Javes Jolfir is an impossible thing to scratch. It just isn't a possibility. So, as you go to close the tome, you feel a hand lay itself across yours, but there's nothing there. And you feel yourself forced almost to turn the page slightly. Instead of closing the book, you go to a later chapter. This looks more interesting. Meteor Swarm.
Oh no.
A highly powerful spell well beyond the reach of a mage of your own experience, after all. You're a nobody. Who the hell are you? But you feel those same emotions many moons ago, the sense of encouragement as you find yourself muttering the incantation. A curious Elminster looks up, but does not proceed to interject. And yet his eyes don't match yours. Instead, he looks over your shadow. A smile forms across his face, and under his grand beard, he steps back and casts Flame Shield. Your eyes open, and in front, as you mutter the incantation, the dummy you were practicing on, as well as the ground within a 40-foot radius, at least in 2016, is completely obliterated. And you hear a bellowing of laughter as Elminster himself applauds for your prowess in such a high-level skill. And yet, you feel a sense of resentment from your pocket. But there's nothing in that pocket. Just a phantom limb. The shadows begin to fade, leaving another image. The pride of the old wizard, who plants his hand upon your shoulder and laughs, and you can't help but feel warm. That boy who was abandoned at the gates of Neverwinter. He's found a new family. A family who welcomes him for what he is. A powerful sorcerer. And whilst the mystery of his bloodline will forever be that, a mystery, that doesn't matter. You don't always need the answer. Well, Javes might. Let's be honest, after all. But that's not priority. Perhaps an adventure for another day. And the shadows form one final image. You've returned to the audience hall. Only this time, your name is known. Your power is known. And your contribution to the betterment of society is known. The involvement of the Aboleth with the spell plague. It wasn't Mistra. It wasn't Cyric. No, you found the true cause of the spell plague. You, a nobody. But that doesn't matter to you. You're surrounded by the friends and loved ones that you have made upon your journey of transcending from a nobody, abandoned at the gates, to the grand halls shared by the best of the best. But you'd be lying if you said that didn't mean a lot to you. You love your friends. But the knowledge and the power you have learned, not so much power, but more contribution to the betterment of life, that feels fucking great. Almost as great as you recognize you wouldn't have been able to make this journey yourself. To which Elminster stands in the halls once more and bellows, "And it is with my honor as head of the council, and with permission from the esteemed Mistra herself, who has deemed Javes her chosen, that I welcome you to join us, Master Jolfir. What say you?" A sense of pride fills you as your legs shake at the mere thought of sharing the same breath as world-renowned leaders of magic, let alone the goddess of the weave herself choosing you to be her chosen. Yet, as they await your answers eagerly, a gust of wind begins to form as whispers grow loud, and shadows weave as a strange portal opens behind you. And through it, you see a dark, dreary land void of empathy, joy, and light. And you see a pale figure sat at a fire. Beside him, an orc, an elf, a dwarf, and whatever Nolan is, sharing the meat of an elk as they look towards you. Are you just a human?
Why did
Human,
Bro
mate.
just catch
Yeah.
strays?
A strange cleric.
A strange
whatever.
cleric
Well,
fiddling with a
fully
corpse.
Nolan is.
Yeah, he's
And a
just,
strange sense of deja vu washes over you. A town besieged by undead, a young red-haired woman laughing and bandaging your wounds, even if she is a little upset that the cleric did a better job. But then a castle looming in the shadows overhead, ever watching and ready to strike the innocent below. You may be everything here, but there you're a nobody. And yet, you have less than 15 seconds to make your choice.
Can I ramble for a little bit longer if I address the council?
Sorry?
Can I just address the council real quick?
Of course.
Esteemed members of the council, I thank you for this privilege, this honour that you wish to bestow upon me. I thank Elminster for his camaraderie and the belief that he's shown in my abilities and in myself. James glances at the portal and says, "But true fellowship, true purpose, that isn't found here. This isn't real. I solving this mystery. Think that I would have that power, that ability? Even I'm not so egotistical. Thank you. But there are still mysteries to be solved back there." And I walk towards the portal.
You think you catch a glimpse of a wizard in a purple robe with a scar across his neck going, "Yes!"
Not stuck in a rift, is he? Wiggling a hand out.
But you step through, and all that warmth, all that light, all that mystery. There's a different mystery to solve now, as you said. And though its outcome may not be the betterment of society as a whole, it may improve the lives of at least some.
At least 6.
At least 6. And the rest of you see Javes stumble, almost confidently, out of the portal. Whilst John was determined, Grolk was shell-shocked. Javes walks with a confidence. Almost a passing glance at Strahd with a "I told you so."
Can I ask you a quick question?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'd like to imagine it in my head. How do you stumble confidently?
There is a certain
Have
degree
you
of stumbling. It's
You should
almost
see the
like
video of my wedding.
Have you seen the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder?
Yeah.
You know when he falls into the roll when he immediately walks out the factory the first time?
Yeah.
That.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes, very
Just
true,
looking,
accurate.
It's like, I don't know why the fuck that immediately came to mind.
No, fair play.
That is, but yeah.
I don't-
Also, the friends we made along the way.
What line?
I mean, it's more for Javes. It's more those who know the importance of understanding the spell plague. It's one of those things where if you know D&D lore, it's a big fucking deal. Elminster is a
mate,
name that is one of the biggest names in the entire lore as well.
You do not know.
I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, sorry.
You do not
No,
know
it's not
how
Baldur's Gate.
hard I had to think about that because, like, damn, yeah. I won't say anymore. Let's carry on for now. But yeah, I have words.
Strahd notices you, to which he, Nolan, it would seem the last of your companion. Well, the last of your foreign companions have come out. Let us see if the Barovians are made of such strong stuff. But for now, why don't you go give Javes a bit of food?
I rise up, grab a plate,
Oh, shit.
grab a haunch, give it to James. And I
Oh,
shake
fuck.
him up and down and say, "Looks like you made it out better than the other two."
I certainly made it out. It's
Well, Grok was fucking shell-shocked when he got out.
oh.
Can I hear that?
He did. It wasn't subtle.
I look over at Grolk to see how is Grolk's appearance looking at the moment, Serpent.
That I sent him the shell shocks wore off.
Mm-hmm.
I was just very much staring into fire, contemplating.
Mm-hmm.
I am just zoned out focusing, not zoned out shell shocked.
Got you. I take the offering from Nolan, thank him for it, and join Grok at the fire. And as I'm passing Nolan, just say, "That was not easy."
I must confess, yours
Can't
was the
imagine.
only one I genuinely thought you might stay in.
Oh, yeah.
I think if I was playing Jays, I would have considered it.
I did
Deeply.
consider it. Yep.
Mm.
Considered it very quickly.
I considered it while I was talking.
Hmm.
I made the
I,
decision during it.
I
I was literally
it's
this
my-
close to just rolling a d20.
I thought so.
I was thinking, like, what skill would I use? No, I won't use a skill. I just roll a flat d20, and if it was 10 or more, I'll stay. It was that close.
The odds and evens, but sure, you can do that.
I placed my hand on his shoulder and said, "Glad to have you back, buddy."
There was actually guidance.
Good to be back. Mostly.
He's just start glowing like.
Strahd's face just like he squints his eyes a bit.
Sorry, keep RPing amongst yourselves. I just
Oh,
think I
okay.
realised a problem.
Oh dear.
You've lost Irina.
No.
She's stuck in the wall.
You
She's
don't
just
know
in
what
the
she's done.
purgatory.
Okay. Oh my god, is that general retcon?
Yeah.
No,
It's not even
nothing,
private.
nothing's changing, but that Twilight Crest I gave you before,
Okay,
that's
Yep.
what you're going to get now.
okay.
It's just the art's different. So the spell descriptions are correct.
Hmm.
So it's a good job you didn't use it until now. No, you didn't.
Right, I've done. Okay,
Nuh-uh.
I didn't. Okay, if you say so.
General
Hey,
retcon
look, you
says
know, I
so.
can't remember shit.
So you
Grand
have a
Marshal retcon.
you have a non-magical little butterfly pendant, and Strahd's
Nice.
about to give you the Twilight Crest. Sorry,
Okay.
they fucked up the website which we use our notes on, and they put it up early. I just saw the
Nice.
messages in Discord because I was confusing myself, and then I typed it in Discord, and they were talking about it.
So
It-
how do we blame Sai out of curiosity?
Yes.
Yeah, how was this is Sai's fault, right?
Yeah, fuck you, Sai.
Yeah,
What
come on,
about
Sai.
the
I love you,
whole
Sai. Sorry.
stuff lurking in the bushes? Are you retconning any
That's
of
not
that?
no. The only thing is the item itself. So you would have literally just got a butterfly pendant.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Which was still like magical in nature, but you wouldn't sense any, you wouldn't know what magic it is, and it doesn't have any power. It just hums with an aura.
Cool. It's
It's magical.
magical. We don't know why.
What you will get in a minute, we'll do in a second. If I can.
It's the shard of the Whispering Wall.
How can you do something in a second when they're getting it in a minute?
Retcon.
We might be doing something else.
Exactly.
Damn. Got him.
I thought it looked wrong when I gave it to you, but oh well.
I mean, it's a moth, so
This one's more mouthy.
okay. Is this one supposed to be a moth?
Is it one of those moths
See.
with disgusting fucking tentacles and the ass?
Huh?
What?
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 Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you seen
Huh?
that? Oh fuck, I'm gonna send you it. It's
Which-
disgusting.
Yeah.
You have
Moth with tentacles.
Is this what you're googling? Do you want to go on a
Yeah.
list?
It's
He's already on
fucking
several.
disgusting.
Another list.
That's
Wait, I'm
nearly
not
as
on any
bad as
fucking list, am I?
the thing I sent you up on.
I'll send it in general.
Which thing? You sent a lot of shit to me.
Yeah, okay. No, I meant Nolan, or Alex
Ugh.
googling moth with tentacles, expecting, helpful.
Oh,
like,
right.
biology
Okay. Now I get you. Now I get you. I was like, isn't that particularly cursed?
Ah,
It's
Mm.
called Priatonotus
Huh?
Gangis, the alien
It's
moth.
real.
A few minutes pass, to which Strahd stands. It would seem that not all of you were strong of heart. A pity.
There's time yet.
Yeah.
If that is what you wish to tell yourself, then indeed, but I do not have all the time. So, to which Strahd opens his cloak and receives a small luminescent object from a pocket within, and he holds it up. As promised, your reward. To which he touches the spark to the edge of the Whispering Wall, and then draws it back towards him. And as he does so, several tendrils of mist extrude from the wall and condense into small gemstones which hover within the air. 3 in total. Well, yes, 3 in total. And each gemstone is no larger than a fingernail. 2 of them are grey, and 1 of them is silver. He then holds them out in the palm of his hand for Grolk, John Smith, and Javes to approach.
Mm-hmm.
The grey will lead you to an object of your desire, and the silver will take you to a place that you wish to go. They are, of course, not the most powerful artifacts. The wool is the product of a dead god, after all. And you recognize that you could crush the grey gemstone to cast Locate Object, and crush the silver gemstone to cast Misty Step. He then puts the little spark back into his coat. It is said that the god who died here, though his name is lost to time, left several relics behind. This is one of them. This is the correct Twilight Crest.
Is it supposed to be moth-like?
What you
Moth
see is what
like?
you see.
Okay, this one is actually supposed to be a moth then.
What you see is what you see.
Okay.
And to which would like the grey, and which would like the silver?
I will take a grey shard, thank you.
And Grok? Just add this to your own sheet, because I haven't got art for it.
I don't know.
Basically, Misty Step or Locate Object. For one use.
Locate object, I guess. Yeah, sure. We'll go for that.
Okay. So John Smith will get the Misty Step, which to be honest, he probably won't be too disappointed about. Just don't tell him the other one.
It's only one object anyway, and we know we're not getting that yet.
Yeah.
Truly, I am deeply sorry about Mistress Koleana. The rule does tend to show us our deepest of desires, and it would seem that the Barovian mind is not too difficult to show what they wish.
I still believe she'll make it out.
As do I.
Then come, let us sit. We'll wait together, because I am also curious.
I see.
Have your conversations gone well in our absence?
Yeah. Been a polite and enjoyable conversation. At least for me. I can't speak for you, Strahd.
Oh, it's indeed been interesting. But at least we have plenty to discuss at dinner. Hmm?
Indeed. I
So we do.
feel like I've missed out on chatting to you. It would be good to meet in finer surrounds than this.
Anxiously looking at the wall.
Yeah, same.
Very, very brief glances from James, but he's still holding out hope for now.
I'm looking when I walk towards it, and then of course I'm looking away when I'm facing the other direction.
Another half hour passes. And then another. And then another. Until 2 hours have passed.
Well,
I walk over to the wall just to like stare, not to go in, just like as close as I could get to just while staring at it. But
You continue to hear the whispers, only you continue to hear the chanting of your name from within. Croak, 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 followed by slashing sounds.
all the voices seem to be a part of the chant.
It's hard to tell. It's a culmination of all sorts of different voices.
Does it seem different from the first time I walked in? Obviously, I can hear the chanting of my name, but is there any
You
other?
feel, instead of welcomed, you instead feel repelled, as if you've passed. There's no
If
need for
I
you to come back.
raise my hand, not to touch, but almost to touch, do I feel anything more of the repelling?
Stronger.
You have
Yeah,
eyes today?
There's a wall
no,
of
I was
mist.
going to see if I
Well-
was noticing what Grok was doing, but I'm not. I'm just staring into the fire.
I mean, to be fair, I walked away to go towards the wall. If you didn't notice, I'd be concerned.
I meant more like your specific probing of the wall.
Did Strahd give the moth pendant to me?
Yep.
Yeah, he would have
Sorry,
given it
but-
to you.
Yeah, so that was
That
for
was your
killing
wager.
Splittertooth.
Right. Okay.
What is my wage?
But yeah,
Oh,
what about
Living for
everyone
another day.
It's a group thing. You can give it to whoever. It's quite a
Okay,
powerful thing, to be
right.
fair.
No,
Yeah,
it's for
We're not getting anything each. This is the.
No, God,
thing
no.
that's okay.
I can't give
Well,
you
it's just
6
'cause you-
artifacts, or 5 artifacts, or 4
I-
artifacts.
I
Oh, you
was
could have given me a fucking plate armor.
surprised.
You know I can't use plate armor.
Strahd's still
You
just
give me a
sat by
fucking
the
helmet.
campfire chilling. Jake.
He's looking as anxious as the rest of you, to be honest.
Mm.
I woke up next to.
Where
Oh,
have
if
you gone,
I
Iris?
walk up, I won't be. I need to walk into the fog wall, right? To be dragged in.
If he stands alongside me, will he get pulled in? Or my?
No, you have to walk in of your own choice.
Cool.
And look,
So
as
I-
much as I'd love to do a half-hour absolute improv session with Nolan, I would advise against it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna walk in.
It'd just
I
be
woke
you
up.
becoming a fucking like biblical accurate angel,
Oh fuck yeah, brother.
raw dogging tear or helm.
Metaphorically?
No, I said what I said.
Fuck yeah, armor clanging and shit.
Pretty sure I didn't stutter.
Not cheeks clapping, armor clanging.
His balls are made of vibranium.
That's vibranium.
Yes.
Well, I
Until
woke up next.
another hour passes and you're now at midday. And the wall begins to stir.
Come on.
And you see the red-haired woman crawl out. Her face is completely stained with tears, beetroot red.
Run over to try and help her up.
Yeah, same.
Can you make me a strength save? Oh,
Yeah,
baby girl,
I'll
let's
help.
go.
Do it.
I'll have advantage, mate.
Okay.
Okay, right. Strength save. What's my fucking strength save modifier? 16.
She will win. As she pushes you back, she storms to the campfire, ignoring the rest of you.
Oh no.
And she doesn't run, she just walks firmly with confidence. And then, with a... Let's go. Irina,
Oh,
baby
backhand
girl.
Strahd. Backhand Strahd.
With a 22 to hit, she punches Strahd in the face. And Strahd is not expecting this whatsoever. Completely taken aback as she approaches. Ah, good of you to finally punch right into the face as he's knocked straight to the back. She's gonna go again.
I rush over towards the cow. I don't stop her, but I'm just standing in the wings.
Well, I'm fucking
Hovering.
trying to hold her down.
She goes again, and with an 18 to hit, will punch Strahd again, landing 2 good punches.
Well,
Nolan, can you make me a strength save, please?
yeah, that's a 5.
Okay, she'll contest. I love it when the dice work for me. You just hear her screaming, just screaming and screaming. There's no coherent words coming out of her mouth. She's just less a person, more a creature, going back to primal roots, just trying to scratch and claw at Strahd, who just lays down on his back on the grass.
I shout out Irina and just try and put a hand on her shoulder. I'm not trying to like pull her back. I'm just trying to at least get her to acknowledge there is someone nearby, other than Strahd, who she's pummeling to fucking death.
And she taps Nolan's arm to kind of insinuate to let her go. Just kind of a...
I let her go.
And she draws her rapier. And she puts its point to the neck of Strahd and pokes it slightly more. And she stands over him. You take and take and take. What's the point of you? You're pathetic. Why did you just do everyone here a favor and kill yourself? Throw yourself from the tallest tower of that shithole of a castle and rid yourself. To which Strahd just kind of pushes her rapier to the side. Let me make myself clear, Mistress Koliana. You are not immortal. The next time you raise arms against me will be your last. Do I make myself clear? To which Irina goes to punch with her left hand. And with a critical 20. She punches him straight in the nose. Well, fucking do it then, you coward! At least if I'm dead, I don't have to look at your fucking pathetic eyes.
My hand falls to my short sword at the side in case shit actually goes south and I need help, Irina. It won't help, but you know.
I'll try to fucking defuse the situation, though.
Well, Strahd steps back and goes, I trust this means I will not be seeing you in a few nights' time at the dinner, Mistress Koliana. I hope you'll change your mind. But I recognize when I am not wanted anymore. It has been an honor this morning, and I look forward to seeing you in a few nights' time. To which he just kind of rubs his face, gets on his horse, and doesn't even wave or anything. He just kicks the horse in the side and disappears into the mist.
She actually landed hits there, right?
Oh yeah, what feigning dice. I had circumstances for if she missed or hit.
No, but to us it looks like she physically landed a hit. Like it looked like it touched him.
Oh yeah.
Like skin swooshed in.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking that, but like,
Okay.
damage is negligible because it's literally just punching, so probably just like
Mm.
1, but...
And then instantly heals.
She doesn't even turn to face you all. She just sheaths her rapier. And she says, I saw a sun, I think, dawning over an open road, flowing through a landscape towards a gleaming city in the distance. I was in a wagon, and I was invited to enter. A woman's voice. She said we've got a long journey ahead of us, and that there's the whole world to see. The portal opened, but I didn't go in. I tried to stay. But then the tendrils grabbed me and dragged me through. I can't even betray you all correctly.
Suppose the sight of the sun would be tempting.
Don't you get it? I betrayed you all. I
Hmm.
wanted to stay and I couldn't even fucking stay.
Well,
Another lie from his fucking pathetic lips.
Why would it not want you?
Does that matter?
I would say so.
I
I'll
think
go
it was
back
just
to the
Hold-
village tomorrow.
why?
You don't need to leave.
I tried to abandon you all, despite everything you've done for us. I knew
Well,
what I was doing, and I still did it.
And
so
To which she finally turns, and you see her face is just streaming.
you know, Irina, there's a reason I didn't go in. And that reason is because I didn't know if I could handle the temptation of achieving everything I wanted or achieving what my personal desires are. And due to that, I just didn't go in because I'm here on a mission from Helm, and I can't compromise that. You went in knowing that you will find great temptation within, and you may have decided to stay or not, but you made your choice, and no one will fault you for making your choice. It was a great temptation for I think everyone who went in. So don't
gonna
fault
look
yourself for
bashfully.
staying. Just take it in stride, and you're here now. You're still here, and we'll more than gladly keep you around. You haven't betrayed us at all, so don't even think about any of that.
Roll me a persuasion check
Oh fuck yeah!
with advantage.
Fuck yeah!
Yay, advantage.
Ah shit, that was like.
Yeah,
Oh
I just wait.
no!
No, I can't do that.
I love the idea
Aw.
of you going like one hand on Irina's shoulder, the other on your own shoulder as you just whisper guidance.
Well, let's see. Where's my? That's a 5.
Is that with modifier?
broke up
Uh.
for a 5.
It was a 3 and a 1.
Oof.
Fuck it, I'm gonna use inspiration. Fuck this.
Okay.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nat 20. Fuck you, boys.
We're so back.
The dice this session, I swear.
Oh.
It's a shame Swindles isn't here because I know John Smith would have intervened as well, but
Mm.
it's nice that you get to step in. You feel a flash as she just kind of moves to kind of bury herself within your chest, just sobbing, her tears staining your chest piece. And for the first time in a while, you remember and recognize that Irina is just a girl, just a young woman. She didn't ask for any of this. She's no. Sure, she's shown prowess with a rapier, but she's not necessarily a world renowned fighter. She's just a Barovian who wants more. And you don't so much see a girl as you see more a child. Someone's daughter. And with the crit 20, you can't help but wrap your arms around her and help make her feel safe and welcome.
And I say, we all make tough decisions. And no one will blame you for any decision you ever made. At least none of us here.
And she kind of wipes away snot and tears on her face.
Can I give her a handkerchief?
If you have one.
Let's see. Give me a sec.
I feel like out of everyone, Nolan and John are the most likely to carry handkerchiefs.
It's true. John in
Yeah.
particular will be like shit stained and like horrible.
I don't
I
know.
do have
he's got his 90 and
vestments.
stuff with him.
That's true.
So.
So vestments.
Yeah, that's fine. You were gonna rip up your dinner shirt you wore to Fiona's. That's fine.
No. That is not the. I'm like clergy vestments.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Helm would understand.
Jake, do you understand the implication of what you said that Nolan saw Irina as a child?
Ooh.
Ah,
Okay. But,
To which she just kind of wipes her face and goes, I did kind of hit him though.
You did.
okay.
And
That
he
was
did
some really
say-
good punches.
He did say he would kill me if I hit him again, and I hit him again. He didn't kill me.
Yeah, you called his bluff, didn't you? How
She
did it
just
feel?
kinda Amazing.
Great. Keep that feeling.
I feel like John Smith would also be very proud of her for punching Strahd.
Oh,
He
100%.
was
Just grinning off to the side, double thumbs up.
First successful
That's
hit on
my
Strahd
girl.
in however many hundred years.
Yeah.
Ain't she pretty?
But despite a little cause for concern, it would seem everyone has passed the trial of the Whispering Wall, at least those who entered. And indeed, those who did not enter has passed their own trials of
Social anxiety.
surviving.
Strahd.
uh-huh.
And
By
with,
attending.
They're all Strahd.
and with the
own
ritual of
trial of
Yester Hill
socializing.
ended, the time has come to return the wand to Kavan and then return to the winery.
Aye.
With that, we will end the session as you all lie wide awake after what you could either describe as nightmares or dreams.
Do you say the path back to Kavan will sort of take us over the hill
Yeah.
again?
No,
We'd
it'll be on your
go
way
back up
towards the
the-
winery. But you could go back to the hill if you want.
Okay.
Did you enjoy your story times?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. You nearly got me, man. Nearly.
I did say to Jordan, yours was the one I was worried about.
Mm-hmm. Like, I think the main hook for James at that point really is just two things. One, the simplest one, being that the real draw for him to Barover in the first place, it's still there. It's still niggling. You know, and because that's not been solved, that is still there rattling away in his head. So if somehow through the chain of events things had happened where that bit had been solved, I think it would have been a lot harder. And also, secondly, just the fact that Elminster is too big. He's too big of a figure, and it's like I think Javes he's not. That is a path that he can't see yet, which I think leans into the motivations with the shard, among other things. And
You still don't know who the stranger at your birth was either.
Nope. I noticed that. There were a couple of things. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think it was very, very tempting. But that was enough to lure him back to reality. But you cooked. Well done.
Yeah, let him cry, Jordan. Don't worry about him.
Elbows up.
Fucking Grand Marshal retcon over here.
How long until he's God retcon?
2 sessions, at worst.
Yeah, it was a good session. It was fun.
It was
Mhm.
good. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Grok,
people
Grok's
love
made me
the
very
stories.
uncomfortable. Not gonna lie.
Good. It was
Like,
meant to.
it was not good. It was good, but it wasn't good.
Look, I cooked with my response to Strahd, okay? I don't care if it was a riddle.
Oh, you did.
Like, Jake can attest, he knows what I meant when I said that.
I'm
Yeah, I don't know what I would have done for yours, Alex, if you did decide to go in. Yours was the one I was least excited for because I just didn't have any brainwaves throughout the campaign.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm not really good at like character development for Nolan either.
I think you've
So-
developed well already.
Eh. It's too much. Like I'm letting my own personality take over a bit.
Mm.
So trying to make everything with a sense of humor, which actually is not Nolan's thing.
Mm, mm.
In
I
a way.
think that is
So,
difficult for
yeah.
anyone RPing, though. To be
Yeah,
fair,
exactly.
Yeah.
trying
yeah.
to blend.
Yeah, that's a
character
good
and
point,
personality.
Jordan. Fucking Grok throwing me a fucking left hook. I thought the whole point was he wasn't racist at this point.
I thought you said that was the divergence point, is that I chose to kill. You said the orc died here, so I was like, oh, the divergence point is I chose to kill it.
No, the brother was going to kill the orc because you went to hug
you
it.
didn't say, you never said who was actually going to kill, just it somehow died.
I
You
was
never said
panicking
that
because I had like the whole point was the orc was going to go to hug you to like thank you, and then out of panic your brother would just kill him.
Oh, right, okay. You didn't clarify that.
And I was like in my mind I was like, why? No, he just is a fucking racist.
Again,
Nothing's even
you
happened. He
doubted
still
this?
hates orcs.
Should have
You
known
never
better.
stated that
They
was
haven't,
the
even,
plan.
they haven't even killed his family, and he still hates the fuckers.
You never stated it as the plan. You just said the divergence point is the orc dies.
I thought
That's
the
what you-
racism came later.
That's it.
I thought the alternative point was I decided to become racist at that point.
YouTube,
yes,
I'm
the
sorry.
cons.
Okay, I'm sorry about all this YouTube. Okay, just don't ban me.
It did come later, but you said you changed the divergence points of how Grok grew as a character. So I thought, oh, okay, I alternate.
Growing
from
as a
this
character
point.
was coming out instead of being a fucking dictator who slaughters green people.
Tell me now. Wait, when did gays get added?
I mean, you joined this campaign, motherfucker.
2024.
Excuse me. Fuck you.
Sure,
Not
sure,
literally.
Uh, Look, go
Yeah,
kiss
you
John
didn't,
Smith.
you didn't make that clear, so I thought the divergence point was, oh, I became more of a dick.
Okay, I knew.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck off.
is
You
it-
only
is
hate
it
him
too
because he's
close to
taller
home,
than you,
Si?
you fucking femboy.
Lol, Lamal. Where's the stock inside, huh?
But yeah, all you told me in preparation was the orc died, so I just thought, oh, okay, I guess I'll kill it because
Well, I wanted
that's,
to give you the
So anyway, I
decision,
started
but-
blasting.
that's why I thought the divergence point was, oh, I decided to be a dick in this situation, and it spiraled from there.
Yeah, what kind of worked? It does the same effect, right? Of you not knowing why you're racist.
I mean, you could say that by illusion, like, I had the slightest memory of what if, hence
Well, I
why I
just
acted
wanted-
more dickish, I don't know.
I just wanted your kind of memory to come out and be like, maybe your hate is misplaced. Which
I
I'm
mean-
hoping Grok is coming out of, otherwise
I don't
I've made
know,
a fucking
honestly,
villain.
he's still on the fence, I'm gonna be real cheap.
You literally saw yourself as Rahadan executing the Dusk Elf lineage, and you're like, could be worse.
No,
Still tempting.
hey, I went
Meanwhile,
back to
John
the fall.
Smith's like, here you go, bro. Looks like you had a tough day. Here's an ale and like a plate of elk. I love you, dude.
Si, why did you just put the Wookiee emote? What does that have to do with any of this? He just reminds us that
Sounds
he
like something
exists.
that-
I'm not.
Kevin
I'm not
would
saying
say.
you forced my hand. I just.
He did say he's still on the fence, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking the piss. If you can tell.
The racism fence.
I was
The
taking
one to
piss
Mexico,
sign.
mate.
Anyway.
No, that's a wall. Oh, right, it's too small to be a wall. My bad.
I am sorry. It is forgiven.
Back! I was about to type it, but you said it before me.
Okay
Yes, I
then,
didn't-
it is forgiven.
Yes, I didn't realize that was your
I see
plan,
you
and you
did
didn't
that.
force my hand. I just thought it was going to happen. I was like, okay, I may as well do it as my own hand.
Did you like
Oh.
Rahadin's theme playing over you? I thought that was a nice touch.
I thought I
Nice
recognised it, but I was
touch.
focusing on something else. But the moment you said the scar on the forehead, I was like, oh, okay.
See, I said that to Emily, and she thought you wouldn't connect that.
I didn't. I'm stupid.
No, the moment you said it across the forehead, I'm like, wait a fucking minute. And
I didn't recognize the music, but
then pale skin, pointy ears.
Yeah,
It's like,
when he
okay,
said-
there is no more. There is no coffin left without a fucking nail in it. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief.
Well,
How would Grog
Um,
feel being... No, Alex. How would Grog
no,
feel...
no.
Oh.
Fuck you, totally, mate.
You say every time you go to bed, you
It
always
really
say
did have
well.
that energy. It did. I'm
Yeah,
with
you
Jake
You
on
always
this.
say well.
Yeah, I just wanted to put in like like a fun fact. They have made a mod with Curse of Strahd in for Baldur's
Don't.
Gate
I
3.
am begging you, do not to play it.
In
No,
what?
I won't. I won't.
In what?
I won't.
It's actually a really
Baldur's
big
Gate.
problem.
Really? In what sense? What, like
Yeah.
a custom campaign or like? You
Yeah,
mean-
exactly.
Oh, cool.
It's actually not cool. It's a really big problem.
I mean, it's
Because the
cool,
whole-
but
The whole point of Strahd is you'll play it once and you'll get all the plot twists that make it a good campaign, like all the information you find out. If you find that out to some shitty mod, you can't play the tabletop.
Oh no,
Oh,
no.
for sure.
I would finish this campaign we're
Oh,
doing here
100%.
before playing any of that.
No, but in
over time.
general, we were talking about it in the other channel, and it's just a bit of an issue because like it's just gonna make a lot of people who, sure,
Play
they
it
don't play
spoil
D&D,
themselves
but
for
they'll
it.
play it and spoil it for themselves if they were to
Yeah.
ever have that choice.
Mm,
And it's
yeah.
just not gonna be the same.
it's the kind of thing you'd want to play after doing a tabletop.
Exactly.
Because I get your point. It would ruin the impact of the actual story beats from doing it in a
Oh,
proper
yeah.
campaign.
Like you guys finding out Strahd didn't set up the wall here is a good plot twist that would probably
Yeah.
just go over
That
a lot of
is-
people's heads.
That is a big.
Also,
I got-
I'm like,
We got
Right,
some
I wrote
good
down so
information
many
though.
questions. I spent so long coming up with things I was going to ask him.
You asked a lot, but once again, there is
I
dinner.
asked like 2 things.
Dinner is
Yeah.
your prime. So this is all off rails.
I should have interjected when he was talking about his wives.
What was the guy he said maybe his husband?
Escher.
Asher.
Yeah, sure.
Who the
yeah.
fuck is Escher?
The carriage driver.
Boru's friend who betrayed him in the assault on Ravenloft.
Yeah, Doru's bestie. Gertruda's
Blonde.
Oh, right.
Irina's ex at one point, actually.
Escher.
Oh,
Yeah, at one point.
oh.
Did we know that?
I think
I
so.
think we.
I thought
Yeah.
Doru was. Wait, no, that was.
No, no.
Doru's
Yeah.
Gertruda. Doru, Escher, and Irina used to be like a trio of friends when they were young.
Yeah,
Oh.
we did. No. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I
But
thought it
she
Dating
is.
as like a 12-year-old, it's not so much dating as it is.
Ah, yeah,
Fuck
yeah,
you, Si.
Can we hold hands?
yeah.
Yes, but it's dating as 12-year-olds in a pseudo medieval
Maybe-
time, so you know.
Maybe Escher and Irina dating is what made them both realize.
So
Like,
was
hang on,
was
neither of us
Escher
like
such a bad guy that she just flipped, or
Well, what, at 12 years old? Hmm.
evil from the start.
Yeah,
Not my
after they
Irina.
tried dating, Asher realized he really liked draining fluids from people.
Wait, why do you guys think Irina's gay? She's not hit on a single woman.
well, you told us.
She's very awkward.
That's just Irina.
That's- I was gonna
No.
say it's like
I mean,
No, I
glass,
meant, like,
glass
not hitting
houses,
on
Charis.
Do you see me hitting on a single woman?
That's just
Yes.
'cause it's you.
When?
I mean,
I saw your interest in Fiona, mommy. That's alright.
Look at them rewinding.
Did I say anything though?
Did I
Did
stutter?
I ever say anything out loud to
I can
anyone?
I can read it.
Don't
on your
move,
face.
he won't remember what I said about Fiona.
Yeah.
I
You
remember.
were down bad for Fiona. Although you're more a Muriel simp, aren't you? As Grog?
Why not both?
I literally showed a tiny bit of interest in return when she literally came over and started groping my muscles. I had to respond in some way.
You need to
Which
understand the
muscles?
other group want to like kill Muriel. They fucking despise her, so I'll take what I can get.
Wait, hold on, time out. What the fuck happened there?
They just hate her. They find her annoying.
I mean,
I think
Wait, how did they find her
Muriel?
annoying? Sai is literally in that group.
Oh, emotional damage. Where's the therapy button? Aye, aye, aye. Silver, that was cruel. No, he's cackling like a hag.
No, they're dead.
Speaking
There's
of the
one
hag-
left.
Mm.
Huh?
They're my love interest.
Fuck's sake, yeah. Them footsies, bro.
I don't
Any
even know
day
why
of the
I'm laughing
week.
so hard. It wasn't even that good of a joke.
No, it's just insult.
Sorry, very quickly.
Sorry.
So that is obviously the big session which required pre-prep.
No, really?
The only other one that will require, like, not significant pre-prep is please do have a think what questions you would like to ask at dinner.
Yeah. How invasive can we be?
As invasive as you
You've
want,
got-
because you're at dinner, you have guest right, and Strahd is certainly a believer of guest right.
Strahd, when was your last prostate exam?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Would you like some? I'm a certified doctor.
Tonight.
How do you feel about testicular torsion?
I do not have testicular.
I only have decoy balls.
Rocket
Strahd
sand.
Obviously, you need to read the room and know what not to ask and what
How do you read a
can
room?
ask.
I read books, bro.
But
There's writing on the walls.
at the same time, it is obviously
Why does
no,
it-
my
why-
one weakness.
Why does it need
Escher will have to
mending?
make another hole.
Ah.
It will be, for context, probably the last ever time you'll be able to talk to Strahd in his gentleman manner.
Oh.
Wow, spoilers. Something
No,
happens
it's
at
just-
the dinner.
No,
Something happens
But-
between the dinner and next time.
I just want, like, just to flex the importance that this will be your last chance to truly ask those kind of questions.
So
The
Strahd,
dinner
fuck,
is-
Mary Kill, John Smith, Irina, and Escher.
Fuck John Smith. Kill John Smith. Marry John Smith.
All at once. Hmm.
So yeah, just have a think
In
of what
that
questions
order.
you want to ask. But also, like, ultimately the dinner, there'll be more obvious things that you'll want to do at the dinner coming up in the next few arcs. But the dinner is your opportunity to go to Castle Ravenloft. Bear that in mind.
He did
Can
not
we
say
loot?
only opportunity, but it
Yeah,
felt like it was
place to
implied.
get more.
See any opportunity
So-
as guests.
It'll be more obvious in the future arcs. It's very much, well, you know, you'll see. But the dinner is probably the most iconic moment of the entire campaign, even in base Curse of Strahd. Because it's very rare to just sit with a big bad evil guy and eat some food and chat shit.
No.
So yeah, have a think for questions and send them over to me. Send them over to me, and I can at least prepare somewhat for answers. Obviously, he will be asking you questions as well, naturally. So do double check your backstories, and you're happy with what you would want to like reveal and not say.
Yeah, have some dinner, chat shit while
Ah.
Valenta's on the other side of the
We need
room
to
throwing
make a
daggers
list
at
of
us.
things that
That's
we
true,
should
Jordan.
things not to bring up.
That's true, Jordan,
Oh.
but that's not so much iconic. It's more in base Curse of Strahd. It just happens, and you get a buff. That's it. It's not really a big set piece. No, it should be iconic to you. It's probably my favorite moment of the entire campaign. Not my favorite arc, but moment. And I hope I managed to nail it for these guys. I even got your wife nearly crying, Alex.
Look at his face.
Is that a high bar to clear, or
Yes, because she's usually the one casting fireball at random NPCs for the whole.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Didn't she do that?
Fuck. I
Yeah.
spaced out for a bit there, and I just heard I nearly got your wife crying. I was like, "Excuse you."
I
That
told
good,
her,
huh?
Frick you.
Bingo.
She did cast fireball. I'm glad you like the wall though. It's a fun little moment. It's actually my own homebrew. The official guide we have is you go in, you get maybe a paragraph, you come out 6 seconds later. But I think it's more fun since you don't really get to explore backstories in this campaign. That's an opportunity to kind of do so.
Definitely prompt some character development and/or conversations within the party as a result of it as well.
Yeah.
If
It's
you
worth
so wish.
remembering, none of you have shared, other than Irina, what your dreams were. That's up to you to do. Ideally, save that for in characters, please. Because it'll be interesting conversations to have.
I hear the implicit threat. Don't worry.
No, not at all. It's just in general. But yeah, thank you all for all your help over the last few weeks. Thank you for your help as well, Jordan.
Thank you, Sai.
Fuck you, Sai.
Thank you, Sai.
Are you happy with the Twilight Crest?
What do you mean by that?
Twilight Crest?
The fact
What's
that
this?
it's different to the butterfly?
Oh, as in, like, is there anything I want to clarify about it? So the image that you originally sent is. Do I have anything that looks like that or no?
Yeah, so you have this, but it has
Okay.
no properties other than it looks like that, and it's
It's-
warm to the touch.
Has magical vibes, but nobody knows what it does.
Correct.
Why?
Even an identifier wouldn't work. It would just
Oh, okay,
it would just radiate an aura.
good to know.
But the Twilight Crest is what you were meant to have.
So I found that, and the other one does look like a butterfly.
Whatever you see is what you get.
No, not the Twilight Crest. The other one.
Yeah, whatever you see is what you get, since it's not
They're
magical
both-
anymore.
Jake,
Not cool.
Mhm.
Nice.
just
Okay. Never mind. That then changes things.
Sorry.
No, it's alright.
it did cost them. So just so I won't spoil anything for myself, can you send a picture of Ravenloft? Because I can't remember seeing it.
We.
Like seeing the how it looks.
I don't
Up
know if
front.
we have.
I mean,
I-
we've walked past it, haven't we?
You walked past it, but you wouldn't have seen it properly.
At a
Okay.
great distance.
Will we see it when the dinner? Will we get a picture of it when we go to
Of
dinner?
course.
Cool. Then
You really
never
think
mind.
I'm gonna send you to Castle Ravenloft and not
Hmm?
make it the coolest thing ever?
Will
It's
we?
probably the events of the dinner and what follow are probably
Mhm.
the like climax of everything. I fucking love those arcs.
Oh.
I think Jordan will agree that that one, the arc after that, and the arc after that, just cinema.
Laps.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
I think
I'm
we're on
already
schedule.
speculating.
Oh
do
wait,
some
no, that
interesting
works.
Oh,
What?
I need to check something. You know me. I'm insane.
I mean,
So is
Yeah.
it back for
Send it
the
red.
back to the grind now, Jake?
What?
Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter. Maybe.
a
I might go spend some time with Em. She's been
Yeah.
out all day.
Is
No.
that season March or April?
We can do transects in April, but it's actually May. So it's technically May to August, but we're allowed to do surveys in April and September. You just shouldn't. They're called suboptimal.
data
Because
approves.
you're gonna get very good, like, useful results from them.
Exactly. The bats are still kind of in that wake up period.
Low BPS bats per survey.
Exactly. 7 usually.
It's like going around to
Recurring.
people's houses at 3 in the morning and being like, "Hey, can you answer the survey?" It's like you can, but you're not gonna get very good results because everyone's asleep still.
Depends what
My
house
wife-
you go to.
My wife would like to ask what you're knitting, Charis.
My wife.
Oh, jumper.
Go on, bring it up
Although
to
I'm
camera.
technically unknitting it at the moment because I fucked up some stitches 3 rows ago.
Oh no.
So this is 2 years of progress.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
and
And there's a pattern as well. Nice.
I
That's
can't
there.
see your webcam.
Ah.
I
Let me
can.
restart.
Yeah.
Roll 20.
You-
It's
I
my
can't
end.
see your webcam. Yeah. It's got
Like fronts?
spread it out. Yes, yeah, like
Yeah.
ferns. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I guess it doesn't matter as long as Emily can see Luke's stream.
It starts at the like neck and goes downwards.
Nice.
Um,
I like that.
is the
Emily says so
Oh.
cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, my mum knits a lot.
Mm.
I get really like a lot of cool fucking home knitted shit. I love it.
I do not knit very much, but my mum, technically both of them, and grandma knit, so I get socks and gloves and things.
Emily
Yeah.
says she's knitting right now.
Good.
Come show it off, darling. Come on, come flex it.
Yeah.
Every time Emily sends me a message, because her profile picture's Ember, it just looks like Ember's talking to me.
Ember doesn't talk to you?
Plus, the name still works, you know, Jake's bitch.
I mean,
Are you?
hello, MZ.
members? Come closer.
She's only done a little bit. Bring it to the camera.
Does it?
Is that a man?
She making?
Eh,
Wow,
Oh.
what's it?
eh.
What's
What's
it
it?
gonna be?
What's it gonna be? An elephant? An elephant for
nice.
her nan.
Oh, that's cute. Is it like
Lots of granny squares and then putting it together into a blanket.
Ah, I see.
Oh, it's gonna be a blanket. Okay, cool.
I think,
Have any
correct
of-
me if I'm
oh.
wrong, Jordan, the information that Strahd didn't make the mists was the revelation you had at your conversation with him as well. If you're still watching the stream, that is.
Put it back on Monster Hunter, let's be real.
The grind don't stop.
Have any of you played Warframe?
Oh, yes.
And on that,
What about
So-
thank you all for your time, and I'll see you next Sunday. Can someone compile a TLDR for Swindles?
it? Ha.
Yeah.
Make sure you emphasize how Irina rolled a crit 20 when she punched Strahd.
I mean, I've got the notes from this session. If they use.
Have you ever heard of Soulframe?
Soul Frame.
Yeah,
Right.
they made a fantasy game.
Enjoy
Still
your
in
night,
development.
darlings.
See you later, man.
Yeah, bye-bye.
No.
Anyways, it's out in kinda early alpha at the moment.
Is it literal? As in,
It's Soulframe, yeah. Soul, like your soul and frame. So if you want
Touche.
keys for it, I have some extra.
this was it by the people who made Warframe.
Yeah, by the people who made it.
Okay. Huh.
But should be added, it's quite early alpha, but it's still a decently fun game. But there's not really much to do other than just farm some sort of weapons and some armors and everything like that. And there's not any information if you want to Google shit, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I had a quick look on the website and it's like, I don't know what to think about this because I'm getting not a lot.
No, but if any of you want key for it, just hit me up.
Oh, good to know.
I got
Thank you.
There we are.
TY.
No worries, no worries.
Right, I will stop the stream.